And we are live, and welcome back to the long-awaited 7th episode of Jen and Marty's Sunday night show. And yeah, it's going to be a fun one because we're going to be talking about TV shows, favorite TV shows, favorite obscure TV shows, and just TV in general. Joining me tonight is the always legendary and fantastic Soulless Trenchcoat, aka Trenchy. Trench, thanks a million for joining us, dude.
Thanks for having me.
You're always fucking welcome. You are a pillar, and I do mean pillar of the fucking community. Next to him, we have another fucking New Yorker. The New Yorkers are out in force. We have Nomad Joey. If you haven't seen Nomad Joey's Instagram and his amazing fucking collection, check it out. Below me here, we have the fantastic...
Why is DMC below you?
No, he's not going to blow me. He's below me. Jesus Christ.
No, don't get too comfortable, DMC. That's all I'm saying. That's my spot.
Maybe I should go out, then Jen will hopefully move along to under Marty, and then I should jump back in.
It's okay. I'm just teasing.
Can I introduce the poor fucking chap, okay?
I'm sorry. Go ahead. Sorry. That was not decorum of me.
Oh, Jesus Christ. We are joined by an old friend of mine, fantastic chap. He's popped in before. He's a genuine legend, a Kiwi, a man from down under, but not one of those rough, ignorant Australians, but one of those really fucking nice dudes who, if you've seen Lord of the Rings, that's where he comes from, not Middle-earth, New Zealand. The Kiwi at the movies, DMC Campbell. Pleasure for you to join us, dude. Thanks a million.
Yep, thank you for having me on.
Don't get too comfortable under Marty. That's all I'm saying. Watch your back.
And the fuck down, will you? Jesus Christ, she's like a beast in heat. And lastly, this fucking yoke, I suppose. This girlfriend, my girlfriend Jen Mitchell from New Mexico. God, Jesus, I never thought such a continent difference would still not make me feel safe, but here we fucking are.
Marty,
I love you, babe.
TV, they call it the boob tube. Boobies.
Christ almighty. What are we at? We're at 2 minutes 32. We're not too bad. She hasn't used the P word yet.
I think the record is 20 minutes.
Yeah. That was fairly good. That was fairly good. But yeah, I decided we are going to discuss TV shows tonight and obscure TV shows. And I said, look, guys, if you've any boxes, not everyone collects physical media and not everyone is going to be fucking showcasing their stuff. So that's grand. Will you just tell us what you've got and what you love? What?
Their boxes.
Okay,
oh, Jesus Christ almighty.
I'm sorry. It's going to be one of those nights.
It fucking is. I can fucking tell. I can smell it. I did. To quote Genesis. No. For fuck's sake. To quote Genesis, I can feel it in the air tonight. Fucking hell. Aye. Okay. Okay. I my train of thought's been fucking derailed. Where was I? Where the fuck was I?
Boobies.
Hey, we got Tembo Cinema in the chat. Another great channel. If you haven't checked them out, check out Tembo Cinema, okay? Hey, Tembo. Yeah, so we're talking about favorite obscure TV shows and shows that maybe more people need to check out. Do you know what? I'm going to be a gentleman. Ladies first. Jen, what is an obscure TV show that you watch that you think people should check out?
Actually, I'm going to talk about one. This is actually a really good segue because there is, and when it came out, I was kind of rolling my eyes and gave it shit. But there was a TV show that was Dracula. It only made one season. That's why I hesitate to tell people to look for it because, and it's just a pure soap opera. And like, it's about women's empowerment because we have this scene where Dracula and the lady female vampire hunter, they're watching these two women and they're kind of mud wrestling and like they do everything but go, hey guys, mud wrestling's just like sex and they're having bodies thrashing and twisting and turning and clawing, and it's really cool. And like Van Helsing is in it. Van Helsing's the one that brings Dracula back, and it has an actor in it that's actually playing Dracula from your neck of the woods, Marty.
Yeah, oh fuck, I forget the pretty boy's name.
Jonathan, oh god.
Jonathan Rhys-Meyers. Jonathan
Rhys-Meyers.
Rhys-Meyers.
If you guys have ever seen the television show The Tudors, he played King Henry VIII, and he was pretty good. It was very campy and over the top, but it's fun. The only thing I hesitate to not tell people about it is because it does leave off on a cliffhanger, and there's like this love triangle between like so many people. It's just fucking balls to the walls. It's crazy, but it's a good time, and you can find it. You have to look certain places, but you can find this wonderful show.
Yeah, she was going on and on about Interview with a Vampire and fucking Nosferatu, and I said, look, if you want something that's like real fucking, you know, Harlequin novel, fucking Mills and Boone-esque, then check this out, because she likes kind of real fucking kind of what's the word I'm looking for? Tawdry? What's the word, Jen, for the kind of stuff you would like your version of guilty pleasure kind of TV shows? Jen, you frozen?
I'm here. Sorry, my internet went out for a minute. Sorry about that, guys.
No bother. No, but I told the guys I put you onto it because you kind of like that kind of soap opera-esque guilty pleasure kind of stuff. So would you say if you like that kind of Harlequin novel kind of stuff?
Not just Harlequin, it's just batshit crazy, Marty. That's the best way to, like I said, Van Helsing is the one who brings Dracula back because there is an order. Dracula is our hero, anti-hero, I suppose, in this show, because it's this evil order of men. Oh, and he's trying to give the world, Dracula is trying to give the world electricity. That's another subplot of the show. It was Dracula who gave us.
And it's not fucking cool like Raiden or anything like that. He's basically their version. He's basically their version of fucking. Oh Christ, who is the fucker after Tesla? He's basically Nicholas Tesla. He's trying to be fucking Nicholas Tesla. It's a weird show, but it's fun. As Jen said, it's fun.
What year did the show come out?
Oh shit, Marty! I didn't do
2013.
My
2013.
2013. Thank you.
Okay, I probably would have watched that if I would have knew about it.
Everyone laughed and kind of panned it. Even I did, and we all rolled our eyes like, but it's actually like, if you can get over, it's very campy and very over the top, but if you can get over that fact, you'll have a good time with it. Like, some of the storylines are batshit bonkers. Like, the fucking Dracula bringing electricity and light bulbs to everyone is one of the more meet your parents kind of subplots. It's more one of the more normal subplots. So I really enjoyed it.
It's fun. It's a fun show. DMC, what about yourself? Is there any TV show, obscure TV show, or anything you recommend folks check out, or like a blast from the past, new, old, whatever you want?
I did a video on my channel, 10 favorite TV series, but a lot of them like people know of. But it's a lot of 80s, 90s stuff.
But if you had to pick one, that you think maybe it kind of doesn't get enough love as it should,
there's one which I don't think they've done a good job of promoting it or putting it on DVD. Freddy's Nightmares.
Oh, that's a good one. I like that one
because I had a collection, and you got 2 episodes of Freddy's Nightmares, and it's hard to get like the complete set, or they're like ripped VHS versions, and I like the whole idea. I think I agreed it was good that they didn't have Freddy in every one of them, because he'd just work his way through all the teenagers, so they decided to go for like a different stories, not necessarily have him in it, but be set in Springwood.
So it's essentially like the Friday the 13th TV show, where it's a different cursed item, but it's a different supernatural menace or terror every episode, right?
Like Freddy's in some of them, but not like every single
Okay.
one of them.
Yeah, and one of those episodes, young Brad Pitt is in one of the
I
episodes.
heard that as well. He makes his kind of. Oh, sorry, Joey.
Oh no, I was gonna say he was. I forget, but I remember it was kind of funny because he was kind of running, and there was like a screen behind him. He's kind of like running like this, and he had a ponytail, I think, in the episode, and I saw it when it first came out, but I didn't know who Brad Pitt was at that time. He didn't get big until like the early '90s.
Yeah.
But like he said, the show was very good, and Freddie was kind of like the Crypt Keeper. He'd come out and introduce the story and everything stuff. But that I forgot about that show. I haven't seen it in so long. I have to end up getting that for my collection because that was a very good show.
Mm-hmm. It was.
But from what DMC used, it never got. Did it get a DVD release, or you had to get it on VHS, right? DMC.
Well, I used to have it on DVD, a collection. They just included 2 episodes, and that was it. And it was hard to find like a complete, set, which I wouldn't mind having.
That's weird though that they didn't put the whole series on if they went to the trouble of putting fucking 2.
Oh, it was all the Elm Street movies, and it was a collection, and they just as special features put 2 episodes.
Okay.
One thing I like about it is I think it's a little bit better than the Friday the 13th series because it kind of connects to the Nightmare on Elm Street series better than the Friday the 13th did. You know what I mean? It was stuck a little closer to the Friday the 13th, even though Freddy didn't appear in every single episode, but it gave us enough Freddy where we would be hungry and hoping that this would be an episode he'd pop into. I remember watching it as a kid and always hoping this would be one of them. So, but it knew not to overuse Freddy either.
Yeah.
Did Trenchy, did you ever see that series back in the day?
I think I've seen clips of it. I haven't seen the full thing. I do want to see it though, because I know it's like you guys said, it's anthology with Freddy Krueger, and the first one is his trial, right? And him being burned alive.
Yeah, I think it is. I think it is. Tembo Cinema says I just did Freddy's Nightmare reaction series of Freddy's episodes and had a lot of fun. A lot of the episodes you can find on Dailymotion.
Oh,
nice.
very cool. Thank you.
Well,
okay. LJ, sorry, Jesus, I didn't get to do a proper introduction. LJ, you there?
Yeah, I'm here. Hello. Cool
beans. What was I going to say? Have you any favorite obscure TV shows you want to show off or discuss? You do. I know it's kind of short notice, and your hair's all over the gaff, and you're probably you've probably half your beard shaved. So I won't ask you to come on camera.
Well, yeah, you're not wrong. I literally woke up about 5 minutes ago. I actually passed out in my chair. I woke up and was like, shit, it's 3 minutes to midnight. I was like, oh, I'm gonna quickly rush, and then I set everything up, and I was like, oh, I haven't actually used the toilet yet. Be back in a second, guys. I gotta go run. Quickly be quick.
You're good. You're good. Is there any obscure TV show you want to discuss or mention that you think people should check out?
See, define obscure. I mean, every show that we watch has some kind of obscurity in it.
Okay, what one that only got maybe 1 or 2 seasons and no one ever fucking talks about?
Oh, okay. So that means the 2 that I've brought over on that list. Okay, so I mean, they've got more than 1 or 2 seasons, but there's quite a few. I mean, there was a very low-budgeted show called Sanctuary that came out.
Amanda Tapping, right?
Yeah.
Yes. Oh, that's a great show.
That is a fantastic show. Really well done. Didn't get as much love as I think it deserved, but it was only like 5 seasons, but it was really well written. I mean, the budget was low, but the storytelling was actually really well done.
But the backgrounds, the backgrounds like of the headquarters where Amanda Tapping's she kept the aliens and monsters.
Yeah,
I love how they did that, and
yes.
and the cast, and she had her daughter with her in the beginning, and then her daughter got reprogrammed and to be this assassin.
Yes,
and
it's incredible.
Yes.
Yeah. and she was in love with not the actual Jack the Ripper, but kind of a very similar character who could teleport through time, which was pretty insane. Then Warehouse 13 as well, which is another underrated 5-series show that should have got a few more seasons, but I think it kind of lost the backing by the studio and had to kind of finish on the 5th. But yeah, it's also one of those shows that has one of the most perfect ending finales to a TV show. For anyone who's never seen or heard of Warehouse 13, it's about this secret organization that's kind of beyond the government that works in this warehouse that is full of magical artifacts that are created in moments of history or future. And some of them have really eccentric special gifts, and some are quite dangerous to be in the public.
LJ was that wasn't a spin-off from Eureka, a town called Eureka, was it?
Well, it wasn't exactly a spin-off from it, but it was tied to the town called Eureka, because there was an episode where a guy called Fogel, I think it's like a scientist with glasses, really skinny bloke. He kind of appeared in one episode and was kind of like, oh, we're tied together by this mystical force thing. But yeah, they did kind of work out a way to tie them together.
Cool.
Really
Also,
good.
No. Also, if any collectors, action figure collectors, or kit bashers or custom fans out there, check out LJ's channel. LJ, it's Gears of War Customs, or
yeah, it's LJ's Gears Figures and Customs. Yeah.
So check that out. And he's also got and I have everyone's links at the end of the stream. I'm never 100% sure who's going to be on and who's not going to be on, so I never put down links until at the end of the stream. But yeah, no, they're cool. They're two kind of very cool sci-fi channel. Were they sci-fi channel originals, LJ?
Oh, Nacy, I'm not aware of that. No, I think they were just kind of shows that were thrown on that. Yeah, it's like Pushing Daisies. No one talks about Pushing Daisies. Such a fantastic show. Yeah,
I like that one too. It's a lot of people compared it to 6 Feet Under in some ways, but some people said it was even better.
And you had Lee Pace as the main guy. You even had the one that played Audrey in Little Shop of Horrors. She makes a very good, strong character appearance in that. But yeah, that there's just so many great shows that get shown out. And I mean, Pushing Daisies was told that they had to finish on season 2, so they really rushed the ending, which sucked because it didn't make sense. There was no great grand story told, but yeah, it was sad that it was forced to finish so early.
Yeah, I remember.
Tembo Cinema actually brings up that it was a victim of the writer's strike, and that's why it never got to properly kind of finish up.
But it was a really good, unique story.
Ben Grimm says there was a mini-series. Ben Grimm says there was a mini-series from Sci-Fi called The Last Room that had a guy investigate a weird room in the desert, in a desert motel, that all kinds of weird stuff happened, stuff from the room that had powers. Okay, that's worth checking it out. Sorry, LJ, I didn't mean to cut you off. What were you going to say there, dude?
No, I was just saying that it was a shame that Pushing Daisies didn't get a great finale. For me, for a show to really capture you, it's not only got to have good seasons, it's not only got to have good stories, but it's got to have a great finale if the show ends. Like, for a big example, Game of Thrones season 8, I will not watch seasons 1 to 7 ever again, because 8 just let me down so much. It's like, I'm not going to watch 1 to 7 again.
There was elements that were shit, but all of it wasn't. I will admit that is a fucking jumbo jet that the front wheels came off just as it was touching down. But most of the passengers survived. Also, bonjour to Dice. Dice Roland just popped into chat. Another fantastic person, another fantastic channel. If you are a fan of 80s horror and you're a fan of some good, snarky, funny fucking reviews, definitely check out Dice's channel. Joey, what is on the menu for you? What kind of obscure TV shows do you think don't get enough fucking kind of welly or enough fucking shout outs?
Well, for me, this show is not obscure, but I know people today don't know what show this is. It's called Kolchak, the Night Stalker, and
Oh yes.
yeah, a couple of years ago, just got the series came on Blu-ray after being on DVD. So and that was like a big thing. But like unless you're a certain age or a hardcore horror fan, like a lot, I've mentioned this to people, and people say, "What's a Kolchak?" And I'm like, he's a, they don't know who he is, and he's a reporter. Now it started off with 2 TV movies. I think one was in '72, The Night Stalker, when he fights a vampire, and then the other one was '73, I believe, and that was The Night Strangler, which Richard Anderson from the $6 Million Man plays the killer. And then those movies did so great, they did the TV series, and Darren McGavin plays Carl Kolchak. Series takes place in Chicago, and he seems to uncover all these cases with vampires and werewolves and zombies and witches and warlocks, an evil Indian, and they had all kinds of great guest stars on there, like including Eric Estrada from Chips, Larry Linville from MASH. But they had a headless biker, which was really cool. It was kind of take on the Headless Horseman, and it was such the show only went 20 episodes and it was canceled, and but it was such a great show. It had a great creepy atmosphere to it, but it was kind of humorous at times. But the way Darren McGavin played Kolchak, you had to watch it. And I got the cover right here. This is
I'll solo layout just so.
Okay. This is the Blu-ray release that came out a couple of years ago. And this is I had the DVD, but the DVD didn't have any special features. This comes with all the commentaries and special features on it. So every episode has a commentary. So I'm big with the special features and commentaries, so I had to get it. But the show was so good, and I posted on my Instagram page, and people who really love horror, they know it, but people are like, oh, what the hell is that? They don't know what it is. So it's not obscure to me, but by today's standards, it's obscure because it only went 20 episodes, 2 TV movies. But the show is just so good, it's worth watching.
I agree.
I remember, I think I watched it with Trenchy and Ethel. I remember thinking as I was watching, I was like, why the fuck is Peter Billingsley's father from Christmas Story trying to kill a vampire? What the fuck is happening here? It just fucking beating up the vampire with the leg lamp. Just die. That's what he uses to drive the stake into the fucker's heart. Also, I just want to say hello. We had a load of people come into the chat, and I don't want people thinking I'm an ignorant bastard. We have Brian, Kubrick lover, fucking legend of a dude. We have the horror cat dad, Larry, absolute fucking saint of the scholar. Who else had we?
Ben Grimm.
Ben Grimm. We have Cheetah Will View, and we have Hobbs Horror. Yeah, Hobbs Horror. See, Jen, you've better eyesight than me, Jen. That's but yeah, guys, I really appreciate everyone stopping in and stuff. But yeah, I digress. Back to the conversation at hand. Yeah, Kolchak is it was a cool series. I think I said this before, and I don't know, would you agree with me, Joey? But you think no Kolchak, no X-Files, no Twin Peaks?
Well, I don't know about Twin Peaks, but the creator of the X-Files said that his inspiration for the X-Files was the Night Stalker. So yeah. I don't think that if you didn't have the Night Stalker, you wouldn't have the X-Files. Because he was a big fan of the series. So a lot of creators, they piggyback or they pay a homage to shows or movies they watched growing up. And the X-Files is, of course, a historically great show too.
It's like, as you said before, if you're in horror circles, you know it, but it is something that kind of has more of an underground cult status than anything. Let's see. What did Dice say there? We're just going to see what Dice said. I somehow have a habit of finding some off the wall series that get cancelled really quick. They're the best kind of ones. They're the sad ones when you really get into something and it gets fucking shit canned. And
Firefly.
Yeah.
Firefly.
Firefly.
That was great. And I've a couple here that I'm going to show off. But before I do, Trench, have you any obscure TV show that you want people to check out that may not know about it?
I have a couple. Some are a little bit more obscure than others, but one I remember liking when I saw it, and it's probably just obscure over here. It's probably not obscure. It's actually from New Zealand, where DMC's at. It's the Tribe.
Oh, the Tribe.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
That reminds me of basically it could be a hidden prequel to the series Jeremiah with Jason Priestley, actually. Basically only kids survive.
Wow.
Did DMC, do you remember that, or do you recall that?
Oh, I came across a series that Jen might like. I'll have to track down the name, but it's like end of the world type scenario. I think it was 2 or 3 seasons where men's sperm is in short supply.
No. This is totally different. We're gonna, before she goes on a fucking tirade about sperm and shit.
No, I haven't heard of that.
Trench, give us the rundown on the Tribe.
Oh.
It's a good one.
So it's essentially in a world where all the adults are dead because of this mysterious virus, and there's like a bunch of kids and teenagers, and they start tribes, and they wear all these paintings on their face like David Bowie, and it's essentially there's like this kind of mean tribe, and then there's like this girl and her little brother, and they end up having to work together because one of the other person's team die, and they end up like taking over this mall. Meanwhile, there's this other tribe of like Nazis. They're pretty much Nazis. They're parading through the streets doing hand symbols and burning books. And essentially they're like the main bad guys. And the main good guys is like this like group of like mishmash teenagers from different groups, and they kind of got to learn to work together, and some of them are a little meaner than others. It's pretty interesting, but it didn't really show blood or anything, but it went places. I'm sure they did rape in that show.
Yeah.
They talked about rape.
Yeah, there was a lot of unnecessary shit throughout the Tribe series.
It's really cool. It reminds me kind of Lord of the Flies. It has a very Lord of the Flies kind of feel to me, is what but even more hardcore.
The premise is actually very similar to, like, they only made 2 seasons, but it was a great show. Jason Priestley and Theo from fucking Cosby Show. Basically, all the adults die off, and then 10 years later, society has to rebuild itself. And Jason Priestley and Theo, my God, I can't remember the actor's actual name. They have to go around.
Joel Warner.
Malcolm, and it was Luke Perry and Malcolm Jamal Warner.
Luke. Oh, gee, sorry, you're right, Joey. Jason Priestley was a bad guy in one episode. Sorry, Luke Perry. Yeah, again, it's kind of similar to that. But yeah, no, I remember that as well, Trench. There was some great stuff coming out of both New Zealand and Australia. The Girl from Tomorrow, that was another great fucking show. Come here, I'm gonna fire through the comments as well, because I don't want people to think I am ignoring them. Tembo Cinema says Cop Rock.
Tony Todd was in an episode.
Jesus Christ, Cop Rock. God, didn't the last episode break the fourth wall and have them singing about being cancelled? Yeah. Let's see. Ben Grimm says, Ben Grimm says Tales from the Crypt had a little sci-fi spin-off type show called Perversions of Science. It was like Outer Limits and Twilight Zone. I think I remember that. Only 10 episodes popped up after Tales from the Crypt ended. Okay. Let's see. Not horror, but BBC's Merlin is the one I go back to. Yeah, there was a lot of the crew. There was LJ was a lot of the crew behind Doctor Who involved in that.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, that was a good show. That was a good show. And John Hurt voiced the dragon, if I'm not mistaken, as well. John Hurt voiced the
Yes.
dragon of that. Let's see. My friend and I were watching Dog Tags, which takes place during Vietnam, and it was like a big spotlight coming through the jungle, and we were wondering how realistic it was. Of course, never seen that one. I seen Tour of Duty. Brian, that one's a good Vietnam show. If anyone hasn't seen Tour of Duty, or there's another one.
China Beach, Marty, was it?
China Beach was another one that was more like MASH. It was sent around the nurses and hospital staff in Vietnam.
But it was a little more serious than MASH. It went a little seriouser, didn't it? If I remember right.
Yeah. Oh yeah, no, it wasn't as funny as MASH. Robert Picardo was in it as one of the doctors. Let's see. Fucking tell. Just highlight, you bastard. I don't know what's going on with the comments at the moment, guys. Apologies. Dice rolling. I am the master of short run series. Touchy cheetah. Okay. Let's see.
Ben Grimm says something. He mentions a show from the UK called Misfits, which if anyone hasn't watched,
I was going to get into that in a while, LJ. We'll get into. It's basically heroes meet skins. That's
it's basically hero hitting, but it's like Teenage the Boys. It's quite fucked up.
It is. They're, like one of them gets magic powers, but instead of pulling a rabbit out of his heart, he literally pulls it out of his arse that's covered in shit. Another one gets the power to switch gender, and because they keep on masturbating in female form, they get themselves pregnant. It's a weird fucking show.
That sounds like my alley, Marty.
It's a really good twisted show. And it's set in Bristol.
It is. There's a really cool zombie episode, and
the zombie cat.
Huh?
With the zombie cat.
I don't think it was a cat, was it?
No. If you remember, that's how it started. When it was
your man used his resurrection power to bring back the old lady's cat. The cat scratched her. Then the fucking
that's the cheerleaders.
The cheerleaders fucking got it was insane. It was a good show. There's another one
that can control cheese and dairy.
Basically you thought there was one fucker. You thought his power was shit because he could only control dairy, but he started killing people by filling, like if they'd eaten dairy, they'd get an aneurysm or they'd choke or something like that.
He would use it to thicken the cheese to clog their arteries and kill them instantly. It was a twisted episode.
It was fucking, do you remember LJ, do you remember do you remember the episode with the racist blind woman and she could telepathically see through the dog? So she broke up with your man when she realized he was because he was African English, and it was because of the fucking dog.
Bestiality, Marty?
No. Basically, she couldn't see him, and she was even though she was racist, or even though she was blind, she was racist because she could see through the dog that he was black. And she broke up with him as a result.
There's the weirdest episode was there was a gorilla that got turned into a guy. He then fell in love with the woman who could read minds. Then something happens to him, but he goes to a Halloween costume dressed as a gorilla, and then he turns back into a gorilla wearing a gorilla suit.
It was really sad because the dude, she genuinely liked the guy because all the other guys, she read their mind and they were just filthy and they wanted to fuck her, but he just genuinely liked her, and she felt bad, and she was kind of calming him when he died. But he's one of the friends turns up and goes, "How was your week?" "I fucked a monkey. How do you think I feel?"
I mean, they've all done some really weird shit in that show.
Be right back. Give me a second.
Misfits was an unexpected turn of events, but what's his name in real life now? I'm trying to remember it. Is it Michael Sheenan? He's the one from Umbrella Academy. He plays Klaus.
I think so. That sounds right.
Yeah, he's basically one of the main guys in the show, and he doesn't have any powers, and it makes him really angry. Yeah, there we go.
It's a fun show. Robert Sheehan, who
Robert
you
Sheehan,
might
that's
also
it.
know
Robert
from
Sheehan.
Umbrella Academy.
Yes,
He plays the guy who thinks he's no powers, and it's fun. It's a good show.
yeah.
If you get a chance.
And then you've got bloody what's his name? You've got is it Ewan, who plays Simon in that show, who also plays Ramsay Bolton.
Oh
in
yeah.
Game of
There's
Thrones,
a great
which is
fucking Ruth Nagia turned up in that. Ruth Nagia from fucking Preacher and stuff turned up in that. It's a great fucking show if you get a chance.
Oh, I love him. I love that guy. I think he turns up in the later series, but he plays a character called Rudy, who kind of has split personality disorder, so he kind of creates a second version of himself that's just really depressed. And he gets really angry.
No, LJ, Ruth Nagia. It's two people from Preacher. Ruth Nagia plays fucking Bradley's girlfriend, the one who has the heart transplant from the teleporter.
Oh yes. Yeah.
But but I know who you're talking.
Yeah,
your man who fucking played Cassidy in Preacher. He was in it as well. He's Welsh.
Yeah.
I'm going to give a quick rundown of stuff, actually, and I'll get back to it again. Just quick suggestions for me.
Primeval.
Yeah, Primeval is fucking brilliant.
Yeah.
If you were into dinosaurs, it's kind of like Doctor Who, solely with dinosaurs. These portals open up around England and shit leaks out from different periods of prehistoric history and the future. So you've got not only T-Rexes and kind of Gorgonopsids and shit coming through, but you also have future animals like this bat, this fucking kind of, it's imagine a fucking velociraptor with daredevil powers. That's the only way I can fucking describe it. Great show. Check it out, Primeval. There was an American spin-off, but it was fucking shite. Great fucking show. If you haven't seen it.
Oh, Clancy Brown.
Yes.
Yeah, it's amazing. Only 2 seasons. And fucking crime, we never got a fucking conclusion to it. Although someone told me there is a 3rd season in comic book form, so I need to track it down. This is the best not known fucking sci-fi show ever. If you haven't seen Farscape, this is from the mind of fucking Jim Henson's son. And it's got Ben Border and Claudia Black before they turned up in Stargate. And the puppetry is fucking amazing. It is rude, it is crude, it is fun. They made 4 seasons, and I'm glad there was such a fan uproar when it got cancelled. They got to finish it off in a mini-series called Peacekeeper Wars. If you're a fan of sci-fi and if you're a fan of weird fucking kind of puppetry and stuff, Farscape is the way to go. Here is an old fucking one, and it wasn't cancelled or anything. It was a one and done, but I, Claudius with Derek Jacobi. This was the Rome. This was the Sopranos. This caused so much controversy. I think it was on. It was either BBC or ITV. It was on, and there was nudity. There was beheading. It was made in the mid to late 70s, and again you had Derek Jacobi, John Hurt, Brian Blessed, Patrick Stewart. It's fucking great if you haven't seen it. No Tembo Cinema. It's not the prequel to Tanya, although that would be fucking hilarious. But no, definitely check this out. Hey, honestly, the fucking the highlight is John Hurt dressed in drag as a sun goddess, dancing around these senators, making them incredibly uncomfortable. And Hurt is brilliant in this. He is fun. He kills this little boy for coughing during his speech. He cuts his fucking head off. It's fucking brilliant. If you haven't seen it, check it out. Another one that no one talks about got 3 seasons
Oh,
and they finished it. But we got a fucking movie. I fucking love this show.
So does
Deadwood.
Sparky.
David Milch, the creator of Hill Street Blues. Originally, he went to HBO and said, hey, I got an idea for a bunch of cops in ancient Rome. And they're like, we're kind of already doing that. Okay, I got one about the Wild West. So you have Timothy Olyphant and Ian McShane. And I love the dichotomy of this because a weaker show would have him as the bad guy and Seth as the good guy. But you have Seth Bullock as this virtuous kind of sheriff with this really dark fucking side, and you've Swearingen as this conniving bartender with fucking palpitations of humanity. He's not an out-and-out evil guy. He's trying to protect the town and he's trying to protect its citizens. Really good show. 3 seasons and a movie. Fucking amazing. And lastly, we got 2 seasons in a comic book. And any Scream fans out there, Jericho. If you have not seen Jericho, check it out. It's basically what if America was nuked by domestic terrorists and what a small little town would have to do in order to survive. Skeet Ulrich, Gerald McHenry, really great fucking cast. There's 2 seasons and there's also a comic book that rounds it off. So definitely check it out. But yeah, they're kind of my picks, guys. I don't know if any have heard of them or what you think or yeah, it's a great fucking show.
Mm-hmm.
Good picks.
But,
Very good picks.
Yeah, but yeah, sorry, I'm going to jump on there. Brian says, I'd split my comments into 2 blocks because I don't have enough space to connect dog tags to the X-Files. Just trying to make a point about light in both movies and TV shows where you don't. Huh? Oh, about lighting and issues with lighting. Okay.
Know where the light's coming from during scenes.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That pisses everyone off, though. My dad was from Deadwood. Oh, that's cool, Ben. No, not Netflix. It was HBO. It was HBO Max. They actually released it, Ben, but it got a DVD release and I picked it up. And it's a great fucking season. It's a great fucking show. But yeah, has anyone else DMC, have you any more TV shows that you think people should check out? What was that one you were telling Jen about? The one with the sperm. Go on.
I'll have to
I'll have to adjust my gun. Wait, what?
Wait, let me get my sperm cup, DMC. Let me get my sperm cup.
No, don't promote the cup.
There was a relatively obscure called Erie, Indiana.
I've heard of it.
Oh, I watched it.
Yeah.
That one's great. That one's fucking brilliant.
Yeah.
Remember the Tupperware where they're putting kids in Tupperware to preserve their
twins.
life?
Yeah. And Elvis is one of the neighbors, right, TMC?
Yeah.
Yeah, that one is a show. That's a damn shame no one talks about that because that's an awesome show because sperm.
Well, John Aston from the Addams Family's in it too.
Gomez Addams himself. Yep.
Isn't he
was
like
just a
hunting
fucking great
werewolves or
actor.
something or Bigfoot?
They had a Bigfoot episode, yeah.
Yeah, he was after one of them. I think either he was after the Bigfoot or the main kid was turning into a werewolf, or he was turning into a werewolf.
That show was inspired by The Night Stalker also, because at the end of the show, Marshall, he would go item and he'd be in his clubhouse and he would have evidence from the case that he just solved, and that's how at the end of The Night Stalker, Kolchak would always go item, and he'd be always talking to his tape recorder, and Marshall, the main character in Erie in the end, did the same thing.
Very cool. That's a neat little piece of trivia.
Hold on a minute. Wait. Ben Grimm says, but the kids were too old to shoot more seasons. How many fucking seasons of Cobra Kai have we? And those bastards were probably in their 30s now.
It's a good show, though, Marty. In fairness, it's a good. Granted, I haven't gone back to it, but the seasons I've seen is pretty good.
But
think they've got to do something about that. I don't know how you do it. Some kind of law where you have to at least give, 5 or 6 episodes notice to give yourself time to try and do at least if you have to wrap it up, more time to put into a final episode, because there's so many damn shows that aren't finished off out there. It is so annoying.
Good point.
That's a good point, Larry. Yeah, Stranger Things as well. It's there's some fucking creepy bastard out there. Millie Bobby Brown's 18 now. Oh, for fuck's sake, get that remote away from that man, please.
Nothing was weirder than when Emma Watson turned 18. There was a worldwide countdown clock, like New Year's, for everyone.
Fuck off!
No, it's not a joke. There was a worldwide
true.
countdown to where the last minute came down to her 18th birthday, just so men could touch themselves to her legally. It was a really weird fucking thing.
That happened with the All Sins as well.
A few people.
This is weird.
See, there's just this weird thing about humanity that gets to a point where not even Hermione Granger is safe.
Well, think about it. When I think about you, I touch myself. They just want to make sure it's legal to do that. You want to do it legally, even when you're pleasuring yourself. It's got to be legal.
It was the fact that there was a worldwide countdown to the last minute she turned 18 in every country. It was a really weird thing to do.
Fuck off.
It was really weird to do. Yeah, it was a big thing. It was all over the news and everything, how hundreds of thousands of people couldn't wait for her to turn 18.
If I was Interpol or something, I was like, I want every name who's watching on a fucking on a watch list.
The funny thing is,
I want them on a watch list.
Police did make a statement about it and said, well, technically, it's not illegal. If she's turned 18, it's no longer illegal for men to fantasize about Emma Watson. So they can't arrest someone for... she's technically... It's yeah, but are they watching Harry Potter when they did? If that's the case, then those bastards deserve to be arrested. Because she ain't 18 in Harry Potter.
But I mean, a 67-year-old dude that is touching himself for an 18-year-old. I mean, there's still some creep factor, right? I mean, it might be legal creep factor, but it's still kind of creepy. It brings a whole new phrase to the word daddy, doesn't it?
Fuck. Yeah, I forgot Ben Grimm. He groomed the fuck out of Millie Bobby Brown. He did. I was like,
well, wasn't it God, I'm blanking. Age ain't nothing but a number. He's in prison. You know who I'm talking about. R. Kelly, isn't it the late great? Well, he's not really dead, but he might as well be. The late great R. Kelly that said age ain't nothing but a number, people, because he had that thing with Aaliyah when she was underage. It all goes around, people. It all goes around.
Yeah,
Jesus Christ.
It's one big circle jerk. The circle of life. It's also just a circle jerk.
Okay, speaking of which, DMC has actually given us the synopsis for the fucking series. Speaking of circle jerks. So the series is called Creamery. 8 years after a plague has killed all men, 3 women run a dairy farm, accidentally run over the last surviving human male on the planet in a darkly funny and dystopian series.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh. I mean, yeah, because you got to milk the cows, to keep everyone going, huh?
Jesus Christ.
Marty, I really want to braid my hair and get a milkmaid's outfit now.
This is your fault, DMC. This is your fucking fault.
But yeah, they are collecting sperm to try and restart the population, from the men that they have got.
Marty, call me Inga. Call me Inga.
For fuck's sake. Jesus Christ. Das ist verboten. Das ist verboten.
I got a series where a brother and sister fall in love and have sex.
Oh, Christ, not the fucking flowers in the attic. Jesus.
So it's There's this, and for like it had like a good chunk of seasons, but like for soap opera, and this is a soap opera, it got canceled pretty quickly. It's called Passions. It has a witch. It has a blind priest that at the end of the show he gets his sight back and he goes to hell in between all of that. But yeah, there is okay. So Whitney Russell and Chad Harris, their mother, who's Eve, is the big doctor in the town, and they're not even like the main characters. These are just side plots, people. But like she had to give her baby boy up because she was in love with Julian, and it was an interracial thing, and Julian was the rich guy in the town, right? And it was a scandal, so she had to give up her baby. But she's never stopped looking, and she was a drug addicted prostitute, but she turned her life around and became a doctor, people. And she married this great hot-headed coach that like you look at him wrong and he's like, I'll fucking kill you. And they have two daughters, one of them who's a tennis star named Whitney, and she's the perfect daughter, right? And then she has the other sister that's just kind of, like, oh, no one remembers her and stuff. And like Whitney,
she needs as much space as possible to reenact this. Go on, babe.
She's a tennis star, and she's just on her mind of being the good girl tennis star. She's gonna make it, and she doesn't have time for all the boys in the town. And then this new mysterious guy named Chad, who also is looking for his adopted parents, and he's a rough street kid, but he's really on the inside. He's shy and sensitive and poetry kind of guy. He just has a hard bad boy exterior, and like the little tennis star just starts falling for him, and like Eve or their mother starts thinking, I wonder if this might be my kid, and she tries to tear him away. Meanwhile, the little sister everyone forgets about, right, is jealous, and they're like, that fucking bitch, just because she can throw a ball across a tennis court, what the fuck does she have that I haven't got? And she's still jealous.
Jimbo, there is no teleprompter that would be able to keep up with Jen. Keep going, babe. Keep going.
Anyway, she's like, fuck you. And like, even after they find out that Chad is their brother, they're like, no. And they still decide, like, Whitney's like horrified. I slept with my brother.
One of them turned into a ghost goat. What the fuck
Wait
is that?
a minute, Marty. And she gives her virginity to her brother. And like, even when Chad finds out that they're brother and sister, he's like, I don't fucking care. I love you. It wasn't like we knew it from the start. And like, he wears her down, and he's basically like a stalker. Meanwhile, Eve and Julian, because Julian is this big hotshot in the town, the millionaire son. He's like, I don't know what to fucking do. And his daddy controls the whole town. And he's always still loved Eve, but he had to give her up and marry Ivy, who's a fucking bitch and who was in love with the town cop, right, guys? And like, he's married to Grace, but he was in love with Ivy, and Ivy had an accident, and she's wheelchair bound, people. And it turns out she faked her wheelchair just to get sympathy. And it goes on. Then things start getting crazy. And I haven't even brought up the witch with her doll puppet, Timmy, who only she can hear. He's a real little boy, but like every puppet.
Go on, keep going.
And then we have the biggest thing. So remember Ivy, who was in love with Sam Bennett, who was the town cop, right? So she has a son named Ethan Crane, right, guys? And Ethan Crane is a heartthrob, and he's gonna like go to school, and he has this perfect blonde little bitch girlfriend, and he thinks that his life is on track. But Teresa Lofith Fitzgerald comes in the scene, and she's the maid's daughter, and she's gonna, even though she comes from the wrong side of the tracks, she's gonna marry Ethan. And her and Gwen, which is Ethan's actual girlfriend, have cat fights. And at one point in the series, she somehow tricks Ethan and gets some of their like embryos and sperm and stuff, and has their babies, and like it's all mixed.
So we should check that out. Okay, cool.
Yes,
If they ever do a continuation, Jen needs to recap it in the beginning.
Yeah,
awesome.
100%.
This is the best. Like, even if y'all aren't into soap operas, I guarantee you will be hooked by all these storylines. Like my favorite is, you know, the incest storylines, because Chad's like, I don't fucking care. We're brother and sister. We're in fucking love, people. We're in fucking love. And yeah, it's kind of a beautiful message if it wasn't your brother. We've gone too far. We've already, you know, he's already on Raptor, so, you know, they just can't have a mutant baby.
Oh, I intend to, Tembo. I fucking intend to. Previously on
It
Passions.
sounds like.
And just... What?
Go ahead,
Oh, my bad, Marty.
No, you go. Go, dude. One.
I was gonna say, it sounds like Dark Shadows on crack.
Yes, that's a wonderful segue, guys. And I want everyone, I'm giving homework to all you guys. You guys gotta check it out. And like I said, I've left out characters. These are just the one. Like, okay, Sheridan Crane also, that's how we open it. She's in Paris and she forgets, and she's in love with Teresa's brother, Antonio, who's also a cop. And they're star-crossed lovers, like the witch finds out.
Dana has come in especially just for her favorite catchphrase of yours. Incest. We.
You know what? I won't get onto this too much, but like this is a crazy part, right? Forget about the incest for a minute.
Wait, this is the crazy part. This is the fucking.
Sheridan Crane and Antonio have had past lives together, but something has always torn them apart, right? And then there's a character named Beth who has a crazy mother, and she dresses up as a clown and kidnaps Sheridan, and she dresses up like a clown so Sheridan won't know who she is because she wants Antonio all to herself. And like they're always pulled, there's a recap scene where they were on the fucking Titanic, Marty.
My head hurts. I'm
sorry, guys. I'm sure y'all don't want to hear about this sissy girl stuff.
Fucking.
I agree with Jen. It's a little bit off topic, but she mentioned a brilliant idea. You know, orphan first kills. I agreed that should have had a three-way, because I thought that would have spiced up the movie, or just made it more interesting. Because I like the first one better than the
I'm with you. Like, what's the matter, babe? You look upset.
So I think they should redo it like a director's cut, and I think that should be inserted.
That would be hot. And you know, it would be perfect for those guys that, you know, are doing the countdown, because you get the little girl, but it's legal. High five me, guys.
No one high five her. No one high five that woman. We'll all end up in
I'm not condoning it, but you know, she looks like, you get it. You know, she's got the mind of.
You used to fucking scared off Trench. Jesus Christ.
Everyone who's here knows me, knows I don't mean no harm. It was DMC who wanted, you know, the three-way. I'm not against the three-way. Joey, what do you think of three-ways with
Jen, where's the fucking mute button?
She needs a timeout.
Fucking hell. Jesus Christ.
I thought he was frozen there.
I want to get a good dialogue. Seriously, like, do y'all think three ways are a good way with, you know, girls?
Give in back to the thing again. Okay, there we go. Trenchy, if you're watching, come back.
Oh, God.
There you go. Sorry about that, Trench.
Hello?
Hello, you're back. Jesus Christ. Hi.
Jesus.
Actually, I have a question for both Trenchy and Joey. Okay.
Not me.
I'll start with Joey. Jen, no. Right, Joey, question for you. What TV show do you think best represents New York?
Oh, good show. Good one.
Oh, probably Seinfeld. That's in New York. Where I come from, you always had your favorite hangout, and you had to be there with your friends, and you talk about other people, and you talk about what's going on. And I mean, we didn't have the wacky adventures that they did, but just the whole meeting up, and that was all you did back then. Is you meet up, you get together, your favorite place, your favorite food, and Seinfeld was like that. And what I loved about that show is they covered all of New York, and it was just a fun show. And I think that's because it was a show about nothing, as they said it was. And it was about just the group, the four, and then every once in a while you had like the Newmans and the other crazy characters that they had in there. But it was like it was just people hanging out and the everyday life and of craziness. So I think Seinfeld was the perfect New York show.
Cool.
Yeah, that was funny, especially like Kramer, Anytown, USA, puts like a screen door American flag just outside his room, and he's like sits out there like.
And they gave us Festivus. They gave us Festivus.
Yeah, George's dad is like hilarious.
I like where George accidentally gets into a limo because he's never ridden a limo, and it's owned by these two fucking white supremacist kind of right fucks. And he's in there and he starts saying, "If I were a rich man," no. They're like, "What the fuck?" Trench, what about you? What show do you think best represents New York? Live action or animated?
Well, I've never been to the city, so maybe I'm not the best to ask about this question.
No,
but
okay. But is there any show that kind of maybe you kind of like Hey Arnold? Would your neighborhood have been like Hey Arnold or anything like that?
Yeah.
Or is it...
Not really. I mean, kind of, but I'm trying to think. I know Punisher actually came to upstate a little bit, but not by me. But yeah, I don't know much about the city, and they don't really have many shows where it's like around here.
Okay. Well,
But you know what? But you know what? Since you brought up Hey Arnold, that's one of my favorite cartoons. That was like the kids. That was my childhood. Getting together and playing stickball and playing football and going into properties that you weren't supposed to go in at nighttime, and like when they went into the graveyard at Halloween and the haunted house where they weren't supposed to go into that. Those kids, that group of kids, because there was a lot of them, and that's how it was growing up in I grew up in Brooklyn, and that's how it was. All kids from just getting together and playing sports and causing trouble and just having fun doing it. That's why I love Hey Arnold.
Cool. Hey, that was a great show, and it was very. The characters were relatable.
Mm-hmm.
Like
Yes.
like no one was a saint and no one was a complete and utter arsehole.
It really showed people, like for kids, it showed people that, there's a lot more going on in people's lives than you might think. You know what I mean? And it showed it, and it didn't do it in a freaky way.
There was
the Pigeon Man's great.
Yes.
That was a great one. That was a sad one as well. Or what was the Vietnamese neighbor? Arnold got to get the daughter to come home for Christmas. That was a lovely one. Fucking trying to think. I
forget his name, but he was great. And Helga is a great character as well because her mom's like an alcoholic and her dad really props up her sister, which is like a level that she can't reach. So it's like a good showing of kind of an abusive household and how that can affect a person. And while she was mean, she wasn't a bad person. She was just dealing with stuff and didn't know how to to deal with
express
it.
their feelings. Yeah, well,
Exactly.
Yeah.
I'm glad they kind of. I know it's schmaltzy, but they came close. They came closer to it in the movie, and then there was one that came out in 2019 or 2018. Hey Arnold, Jungle Adventure or Amazon Adventure, I think, and they kind of finally hooked up with that. Brian says, I don't judge a man on how long he grows his hair or what kind of music he listens to. Rock was never my bag, but you put a pair of shoes when you walk into New York Public Library, mister. Is that a Seinfeld quote, or is that just something you said to a patron who came into your library, Brian? I don't know. PP says, well said, Trenchy. And Interweb Kaiju, another fantastic dude, goes over some really cool fucking stuff on his channel. Jen, will you hold the fort for 2 seconds? I shall be right back. Have you any questions that won't get the stream cancelled? Ask away, okay?
I was thinking, we could go deep dive into 3 ways, or is that too? Going back, I'm going to stay on Hey Arnold for a minute, because another thing that I really liked about Hey Arnold is, Helga had kind of flawed parents, shall we say, but one thing I really liked is the few episodes you saw with her sister. In a lesser show, you could have seen the sister would have been kind of, snarky or a bitch, but she's actually the one person that's the kindest to Helga. Like, she's actually a really kind person. And I like that dynamic there. I always thought that was really smart. I always thought Hey Arnold could talk to kids but not dumb it down for them. They just talk and still be able to get people to get it what they're saying, but they don't talk down. It's a good show. I like that. That's a show that's as good as it is when you're an adult. You can appreciate it even more as an adult than as a kid too. It's a rare show.
Yeah, it's definitely sorry, Trenchy. It was definitely a great show with great characters, and I love the grandfather, Hey Arnold's grandfather. It was cool how he grew up in a boarding house with all different kinds of people. He had the short construction worker and the Asian man who became a country singer for one episode, and it's a good show. And you had the chubby kid, and you had the tall kid, Stinky, and it was fun characters.
It really was. The chubby kid, I remember when he worked at a butcher thing and really hated it at the beginning, but then really took pride in it and was kind of devastated when they were trying to teach him a lesson, and I guess they taught it too well. Again, really, you could really do a deep dive and really dissect that show. It's really a deep show. What were you going to say, Trench? You were going to say something.
My bad. I was just gonna say I like how the show was tapped into realism, but then you also had some over the top episodes where they had to save the teacher from the hurricane because the classroom was flooded and they had to go down the flagpole and stuff. So I liked how it had the more realistic approach, but then you also had some over the top stuff as well, but it all felt genuinely mixed together. None of it felt forced.
Yeah, exactly. I think that's the magic, and you don't find many shows like that. Do they make shows like they did when we were growing up, or are we just old fogies now? They don't make. Well, you're not an old fogey, Trench. I forget. You just have an old soul, but you're not the rest of our age. But do they make them like they used to?
I haven't seen a lot of it, so I can't really talk, but I think Craig of the Creek captures a little bit of the Hey Arnold energy, not to the same degree, and there's definitely that one's maybe a little bit more over the top, but I think that's a pretty good newer cartoon that had a big fan run. It ended now, but it's kind of nobody really talks about it as much since it ended, but it was pretty good from what I've seen.
It was an amazing show. Dana says they don't. Well, actually, do you know what? Ben Grimm is right. Gravity Falls is a good one. It's a nice one.
I'd say there's some here and there. It's just not exactly the same, but I think to say that they make nothing is I don't know if that's true, because there are some really good stuff coming out.
Yeah, it depends where you look. It depends. Yeah. It depends where you look and stuff like that.
there
Oh.
there is a bias on both sides because I know younger people don't want to watch stuff in black and white because like, oh, it's boring, and then I know older people don't want to watch some newer stuff because a lot of the stuff coming out has been bad written, so they're gonna kind of look at it a certain way or it's CGI. But looking at it that way, it's you're missing out on some good stuff. I think there's good stuff from all eras. I know we all want to lead on our era being the best because of what we grew up with, and some of that might be true, but I think there's good stuff from all eras. You just gotta look.
Yeah, I think you're right.
The
I'm finally
Avatar.
okay, Marty! Yay!
Jesus Christ, this was all part of your plan.
I
And
won.
the Avatar animated series and Korra was good as well. That was a good series. Yeah, it's animation. If
What's
you
Jen?
get it, huh?
Jean's got her wish. She is now below you.
What Jesus? I know. Unfortunately, you didn't have to point that out. Jesus Christ, I know. God Almighty. Are you doing her bidding now? That's what this is. You guys are in cahoots. But
I wish you
yeah,
were
no.
in my cahoots.
Jesus fucking Christ. God damn.
You said it, darling. You said the thing.
What, Jen, what do you think was the best animated show written when we were growing up?
Okay, see, like I don't know if it's the best, but it's one that I always like, and it's really hard to be a fan of this show now because considering things that have come out about the creator. But I can't lie, I fucking loved Ren and Stimpy when I was a kid. I fucking loved Ren and Stimpy. They're just the over the top humor. I fucking loved it. I loved it. And I know I didn't like that at all. No, sir, didn't like that at all. Powdered Toast Man, and this is gonna shock everybody, but Ren Hork was sort of my spirit animal. I loved how angry, just everything he got. Now, when they kind of made the switch and made it much more adult and, made them lovers and had all the sexual stuff, I get what they were trying to do. It didn't work, but I sort of get where they were trying to do. But, the part of me, though, can appreciate it, but yeah.
It's one of those series that if you don't know what you're in for, you're going to be like, who the fuck is this written for? Again, they're just, hello, would you like to buy rubber nipples? Oh, the police.
What is kneecaps?
They're rubber kneecap protectors. What the fuck?
And nose goblins, and and then there was never any sweet, and there was no message. It wasn't like, hey Arnold, but the other side of me, just it's fun to turn off your brain. And I was lucky I had parents. I knew a lot of parents who wouldn't let their kids watch it, but my mom was like, of all the things you watched, Jen, go ahead, it's one of your more normal things.
I loved Animaniacs. That was fucking. I love the fucking the Yakko-san and fucking.
Was there a segment that I like called Katie Kaboom? If you got her angry.
Yeah, she was good out with a chicken. She was good out with a chicken. Her parents forbid her. My favorite one though is okay, Doc, dust for Prince. What? Found him? No, we mean fingerprints. Oh, good night, folks. Good night. that was a great show. Animaniacs was brilliant, and it had great spin-offs as well. You had Slappy Squirrel and you had the Good Feathers, which was brilliant. That was like the best Joe Pesci impression was in the form of a fucking pigeon. That was. Am I here to amuse you? Just that was great. And did we get Pinky in the Brain as well from Animaniacs, or am I mistaken?
I think so. I could be wrong.
Same guy at least, because although it's Animaniacs, Pinky in the Brain, Hysteria, Freakazoid, they were all like same person.
Yeah, that was good. DMC, what kind of cartoon do you think was top notch when you were growing up? What do you think was really well written?
That
Sorry?
Jumanji.
Oh, the
Mhm.
cartoon. That was good. That was one. That was a good fucking adaptation of the movie. But did they take more from the books? Because the movie was based on a children's young adult novel. I'm wondering, did they take more from
I just liked it because it was set inside the game, and the movie, it was like the game came out, into the real world, so to speak. But it was good seeing series take place inside the game and trying to solve Alan trying to solve his clue, to get home. And Tim Curry's voice was one of the he was like a shopkeeper, but he was always like sly. And there was one episode he was giving a get out of Jumanji free card or something, and there's an episode where there's a back door out of Jumanji. But I just liked it because inside the game.
The one thing I liked with that as well is it deviated from the movie and done its own thing. And Alan got out. There was a conclusion. There was a conclusion to that show.
Yeah, I know what his clue was. Yeah. It's all right. Yeah.
Actually, Dana Earl has some. She's mentioned Rocco's Modern Life and Courage the Cowardly Dog, and Real Monsters.
Yeah, Real Monsters. Good show.
LJ, what was your favorite one growing up? Was there any? Because, like here in Ireland, we got a lot of American stuff, but was there any British stuff like fucking Duckula or anything? Or are you too young?
Oh, okay. So in terms of like British cartoons, not really. My favorite was based on one of my favorite games at the time, which was Yu-Gi-Oh.
Okay.
Yeah, that was that. But if it wasn't Yu-Gi-Oh, it was mainly Recess or Rugrats. It's kind of like the really childish but had the adult humor cartoons. So there's stuff like that. But yeah, Yu-Gi-Oh was kind of my thing. And a weird one called Card Capture. Anyone ever heard of Card Capture?
Yeah, my cousin had fucking a bunch of those cards. Didn't you have the big yoke that you mounted to your arm and had the cards on, right, LJ?
Yeah, I do have a dual disc. Yes, I do. Yeah.
Larry brought up Danger Mouse.
Danger Mouse. Which was
Danger
voiced
Mouse,
by Del Boy
because-
from Only Fools and Horses, yeah.
Yeah, David Jason voiced Danger Mouse, and he also voiced the spin-off, which was Count Duckula. Count Duckula was originally a villain in Danger Mouse, and he ended up voicing him as well. I love Count Duckula.
Macaroni, macaroni.
Yeah.
You know, I love that. And Pinfeld. Can't we just stay there?
That was so fun. That was a fun series. That one, Dana, Jesus, that fucking show broke me. I watched that show, and then they died and turned into fucking trees, and I'm like, what's this bullshit? And Swift, the fox, went off Swift into the fucking. I'm like, okay, it's okay. I'll be okay. There's a new show starting called Animals of Arden Wood. I'll just watch that instead. And then I watch that. Everything fucking dies. Everything dies, man. Oh, Jesus Christ.
But in Rocco's Modern Life, you had the sex hotline episode.
Wait, what?
Yeah, he did. They innuendoed it the fuck out of it. But Joey probably knows what I'm talking about, right, Joey? You know the one where he's working at the sex hotline.
See,
what show is it? What show was this?
Rocco's Modern Life. Remember, there's that famous thing where that Rocco's Modern Life, where he's like, "What am I wearing?" I mean, it's innuendoed, but like we knew, or I knew what it was. I knew what he was, because he was trying to get money, right? And what do you do when you talk to people and tell them you're naked?
I don't. It's Rocco's Modern Life. It sounds familiar. I can't remember it though. For some reason.
Was he a kangaroo or a dog on a Hawaiian shirt?
Was he a wallaby? I think. I want to say.
Ask DMC. I know he's not Australian, but he's close to where the fuck.
I don't want to be racist, darling. I might be a pervert, but I'm not a racist, you know. Kaiju says they think it was a wallaby too. No, and he had a Spunky was the dog's name. Spunky was the dog's
You're
name. Right?
fucking making shit up now, Mitchell.
No, come on, guys in the chat, help me out. It was Spunky. The dog's name was Spunky.
Yeah, sure.
I remember there was a cow.
Yeah, and what was this? And there was a turtle. There was a turtle with glasses. Yeah.
No, Dana says you're right. Dana says it was. Yes, the wallaby.
See, don't question my credentials.
And Kaiju as well. Everyone knows. I never watched that show that much. I never.
I mean, it has Spunky in it. Of course, I'm gonna watch it because, like, what kind of Spunky are we talking about? Oh, it's a dog. Damn it.
Jesus. Oh, heifer. Do you know what I loved? The fucking opening credits was amazing. It was an earworm cat dog. One
Oh,
fun
Yeah.
day.
Cat dog.
I just loved that fucking. That was cool. That was a good one.
Yeah.
There was cow and chicken as well. But
Oh,
Yes.
shit, yeah.
I
Remember
am
Arthur? Remember Arthur?
Oh yeah, PBS.
Oh fuck! That thing was droll as fuck. That I'm sorry, LJ. That made Doug seem like fucking 24. Seriously,
I
man.
like Doug. Fuck you. I like Doug.
Doug was good. I love Doug.
Yeah, I did too.
Patty Mayonnaise.
It was better than Arthur. I'll give it that. Jesus.
Shit, you know what I'm
Arthur would beat up Doug. Arthur is better.
You know what I'm learning is Nickelodeon was kind of filthy with the names Patty Mayonnaise and Spunky. I mean, Jesus Christ! Even I'm just this years old and never realized this till this.
Well, remember the neighbor, Mr. Dink?
Yes. And his sister Judy with the bongos. She was a beatnik.
She's a beatnik, and then you had Roger was the bully, and then you had
the cat
and
the blood packet.
Yeah, and they had the band they listened was the Beats. That was their favorite group that everybody loved, the Beats.
Yep, everyone met Matt. It was Nickelodeon first, and then Disney acquired it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was a good show. It was a good show.
It was a good show.
I like the intro. The intro was catchy for Doug too. Remember Rao came. Yeah.
Fuck another earworm. Fuck you, Joey. Damn it! Get out of my head.
Did anyone watch Space Ghost Coast to Coast? I fucking loved it.
Oh, I did.
That was awesome. Zoltar and Zorak, and I love that. You know, the Mantis was just evil. He cracked me up.
What about Hobby Birdman, attorney at law?
Oh yeah,
I love that. We get with Gary Cole and Stephen Colbert. That show rocked. I love that show.
C-Lab 2021.
That was good too.
They fucking taking this out of the adventure series, and like they kind of this predator alien thing comes into the space station, and the Indian doctor is like, "Oh my god, it's amazing! It's dissolving my face with sulfuric acid. This is surely a painful way to die, but a way that nature intended." It's like Jesus, and the station always blew up in the end, no matter what they did. It was a great fucking show.
It was a great show. I didn't watch it when I was a kid because it's kind of still on. The Venture Brothers. Anybody watch the Venture Brothers at all?
Yeah.
Yeah, the Venture Brothers was so fucking good.
I love those. The Monarch. And you had Dr. Orpheus was kind of like Doctor Strange. I mean that show was just so good, and I love when he was trapped in like the basement and they had the guy running around the fire starter, and he goes, what was it? The guy from Prodigy, but remember that song Firestarter?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They had this guy running around the basement. His head was on fire. I mean that show was crazy, and they had Johnny Quest as a drug addict, as an older drug addict. I mean, if you love like 60s and 70s cartoons and movies, that's what John the Venture Brothers was. It was basically all these 60s and 70s spy and shows.
Yeah, it was just a big hodgepodge.
I love
Creepy's
this
Yeah.
one.
mentioned Aqua Teen.
Aqua Teen Hunger Force. Oh Jesus, that's another.
That
fucking-
show is crazy.
That was
Mhm.
oh, fucking hell.
I like it. I get it. I don't like it, but I get it.
There was a Men in Black animated series.
That was a good one. That was that the same creative team behind Jumanji that did that, or was it? Or no, it was the crowd behind Extreme Ghostbusters, I think.
But yeah, I don't think it had Will Smith. It was
Yeah, it was too. Again, it was more based on. A lot of people don't know this, but Men in Black is based on a Marvel comic book strip. It's a Marvel comic strip from fucking I think the early 90s.
I thought it was based on Johnny Cash.
No, Jesus
Come
Christ. Drum roll.
Fuck you, that
You're
was
like
clever.
drum
I
roll.
fucking clever. Got a question for everyone. Got a question. Okay, because we're talking animated series. Are you guys South Park people? Or are you Family Guy people? Or can you be both? Or you can like both of them, but like, where's your allegiance lie? Which is the better show?
South Park. South
Yeah.
Park. I love South Park.
Yeah, I do too.
DMC?
watched either of them. It was mainly The Simpsons.
Trench?
I've never really gotten to South Park. I used to like Family Guy, but I'm not big on it now, so I don't know.
Also, I love Creepy's. I love Creepy's comment. I'd watch Johnny Cash fight the scum of the universe.
He needs to be ashamed.
LJ, South Park or Family Guy?
I prefer Family Guy, but South Park has a lot of great episodes that you can't fault. Yeah, I mean, Family Guy's got more of my relative humor, but South Park with the rat growing a penis on its back singing to the moon. I mean, you can't get better than that for an animated show.
I feel bad because there was two great fucking shows that came out that only got one. Although I think that one of them got a second season. One of them got a second season, the other one didn't. And I loved them both, and they were both buried alive by South Park and Family Guy. One was called Mission Hill. And if you have an older sibling...
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Mission Hill was brilliant. If you had an older sibling and you had to kind of just fucking cohabit with an older sibling for a while, you fucking got Mission Hill. It was about this nerdy kind of brother who's going to a good college, so he has to live with his fucking dropout brother in an apartment building, and the two of them just don't get along, and your man's trying to score, and it's just, what was it? I'm the Brewster Miser, or what the fuck? What was his name when he got drunk on the fucking schnapps and went around the house party in his underwear? It's a great fucking show. It's a great show. And please, if you haven't seen it, check out Mission Hill. The dog was perpetually close to death's door. And they're like, is it fucking dead? We don't know. If you haven't seen Mission Hill, check it out. And another one that I absolutely love that no one talks about, Undergrads. Has anyone seen Undergrads?
Mm-mm.
No?
No.
4 friends go to college and they break off into their different social fucking different. One's a jock, one's a himbo. Nitz is just a normal one, and there was a nerdy one, and it's just it captures college life so fucking well. If you're going to college and you want to try and stay connected with your friends, but you're also trying to fucking get into all these fucking cliques and shit like that. It literally shits all over the kind of the romanticism of going to college and how shit going to college is. If you go seriously, Mission Hill and fucking undergrads, if you haven't checked them out, I highly recommend it. I think Mission Hill got 2 seasons, right, Trench? Or am I mistaken?
I think so.
And Trench, you never saw undergrads, did you?
No.
No, okay.
But I've seen like an episode or 2 of Mission Hill, and I thought that was pretty decent.
Mission Hill was fucking brilliant, and
one season.
Yeah. Oh, 1 season. Okay. I got it. I think they introduced a new character halfway through, and I probably thought they fucking they broke it into a 2nd season. Dana Earl says, DMC, what's your thoughts on Archer?
Heard of it?
It's basically he's an alcoholic piece of shit secret agent who basically has issues with his mother. It's really funny. It's really there's one episode where Archer's mother is taken fucking hostage, and Archer is like wearing this fucking tight suit, and Archer hates his mother. He's like, "You come any closer, Archer, and I'll blow your fucking mother's head off." And he's like, "Really?" And she's like, "Oh, you bastard! You're getting an erection." It's a great fucking shit. Did you not get it on your side of the world, DMC? You know, Archer.
Heard of that? I was gonna ask if any of you had heard. It was a short-lived TV series. It was from the creators of The Simpsons called The Fish Police.
Mm-mm.
Does that ring a bell?
That I watched a double toasted review of it, right? And it was based on a hard-boiled comic. The comic it's based on was kind of Dick Tracy, adult humor, adult kind of stuff, right? It was supposed to be fucking real kind of gumshoe kind of Dick Tracy, hard-boiled crime noir, and they turned it into a kid's cartoon. And I know the creator went absolutely fucking ballistic when he saw it because they dumbed it down and they turned it into like fucking I don't know, like they turned it into Osmosis Jones, and even then Osmosis Jones had more fucking credibility than it. Jesus, I'm putting fucking years in myself.
I love Osmosis Jones. Yeah.
Go on.
I love Osmosis Jones, the film.
It's good. Go on, Jen. Sorry.
I was just gonna say the critic, Ben, the critic
is brilliant.
Jesus Christ, we've all grown up and become the critic, really, guys. We all are just, different versions of the critic at this point. We all are John Lovitz, and that's not a bad way. That's of all the way our lives could go.
God damn it! You can't lock a raptor in a closet. They're too intelligent, and fucking paper goes under the door, and it shakes and fucking.
It stinks.
Yeah, I love John Lovitz.
Oh, I do too.
John Lovitz is brilliant. He's cool.
They tried to bring it back, but it didn't. I wish they would have. I think it would work. It worked just as good as this time as now.
Jen, Oh, sorry, Joey. Go on.
Speaking of John Lovitz, I was watching this thing about Andy Dick, and it was saying that John Lovitz had gotten into a bar fight with
shite out of him because of Phil Hartman.
And he
good friends with Phil Hartman, and fucking because Andy Dick fucking around with Hartman's wife, getting her back onto shit is what a lot of people think. Sorry, Joey, go on.
Yeah, and John Lovitz kicked the shit out of Andy Dick at this bar because him and Phil Hartman were like brothers, and Andy Dick was shooting his mouth off, and Andy Dick's a real creep. I never liked him anyway, but I guess John Lovitz threw him a beating at a bar or something. And I thought that was wow. Look at John Lovitz, man. That's the ticket. He's giving it to him.
Yeah, I've heard that story too, and that doesn't surprise me. He seems like a really cool dude. Like he always, it's funny, like the people that play really good assholes usually in real life are some of the nicest people you had ever met, but they seem to have a penchant for being really good at playing assholes, and that's kind of John Lovitz. Everything I've heard, he's a really nice guy, but he plays a good asshole really well.
He was a likable asshole in that movie we watched there last Christmas. Escape from Paradise. That was a good one.
Yeah, I love.
Oh,
yes.
I love that movie. I love that movie.
Yeah.
Marty likes it too, except for Dana Carvey. I think David Carvey is funny.
It's like, why is there a fucking reject from Pee-wee's Playhouse in this fucking movie? What the fuck?
You, Marty.
Like,
he makes the movie.
Yeah. And
Guns.
Nicolas Cage was great. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Did any? Oh, God, sorry.
No, go ahead. No, go ahead. I'm sorry, Joey.
I'm still in the John Lovitz kick. Did anybody ever see the Great White Hype?
I've not seen that.
Oh.
It's got Samuel L. Jackson in it, and Damon Wayans, and Peter Berg, and I can't think of his name all of a sudden. The guy from Jurassic Park that does he's got the the hell's his name?
Samuel Jackson?
No, the guy from Jurassic Park, and he does he was the bad guy. Yeah, and he was in it too. But anyway, there's one part where it's about they're trying to hype this white fighter up, and John Lovitz is like this shady promoter, and Samuel Jackson is like the Don King of the movie, and he's John Lovitz stands up, and Samuel Jackson goes, "Sit your ass down." John Lovitz goes, "Oh, okay." And he just sits. But it was like you thought he was going to say something back at him, but he goes, "Oh, okay," or something like that. "Oh, I am." But the whole movie was just funny. But I love John Lovitz in that movie. I mean, he's one of my favorites.
The movie that I love him in is fucking Rat Race, and my favorite line is this: "Are you insane? This is Hitler's car." And he's Jewish, and he gets mad at the neo-Nazis. "Are you insane? This is Hitler's car."
That family was the only kind of real funny part of that movie. That and the Billionaires, I think.
See, I think that movie is hysterically funny, and I think the whole cast, it's a great ensemble cast, and I think I love Seth Green? Yeah, I love him in that.
Rowan Atkins, narcoleptic.
Yes.
Sleep. Perfect.
Yes. I love that movie. That's a movie that's one of the few that that's a comedy that always makes me laugh. It's a remake of It's a Mad, Mad World, but it worked so
Yeah. Yes.
I just want to bring Ben Grimm brought up the Max. I love that show. I think that was I saw that originally on Bravo, but I don't know, was it originally part of the Liquid Television line or the Liquid Television fucking block on MTV? Because they used to have lots of weird fucking cartoons on MTV. Obviously, you had Beavis and Butthead, but then you had stuff like The Hedge, and then you had The Max, and you had Family Dog, and then you had Eon Flux. Daria was great. The Audrey Plaza, she says she's too old for it now, but she spent years trying to get a live action Daria movie with herself as Daria. She would have been fucking brilliant.
I think it would have been good. Oh, I mean, we could still do a Daria now age, because most of us are, in our 40s, 30s. It would work that we grew up with, the ones that grew up with Daria. Because I remember it was high school, I think, when it was on for me.
Danny Earl also brings up Marl Arl. I couldn't watch that. That's kind of Jen show. That is real fucking depressing. That is a depressing fucking show.
What show was it? What show was it?
Marl Arl.
Oh, I saw that one.
It's the father develops alcoholism and he ends up cheating with the local nurse, and she gives herself an abortion. And I'm like, this is an animated show? What the fuck? I was like, did Jen write this? What the fuck am I watching?
I like happy stuff.
Sure you do. Sure.
Did anybody see the the Black Dynamite animated series?
Mm-mm.
I have
Well,
not watched that.
Little bit.
Michael J. White reprising his role from the movie Black Dynamite, and they had one episode where they had Mr. Raj. All takes place in the 70s. They had one episode.
We used to rescue the fucking Vietnam flashback. I remember that one.
Yeah, that
That was-
Mr. Rogers was a former CIA assassin, and Mr. Rogers was just a cover. And then they had one where Elvis was on it, and then they had where he was singing "I'm all shook up," but he's going I'm on drugs, I'm all fucked up, and he's gone. And then they had the one with the African American, the black people were seeing Roots for the first time, and they all rioted after seeing the movie. It was a crazy show, but it was just really fun though. I loved it. Never knew what was going to happen on it.
I'll have to check that out. I haven't seen it.
There's another show I watch. I think it's funny, but I can't because it's not my show to find funny. The Boondocks.
Oh yeah.
Jesus.
Oh yeah,
Christ.
that's good.
It's good, but I'm like, can I be laughing at this? The bit where they go to fucking prison and they meet the booty warrior. Alexia, I want you. We can do this the easy way or the hard way. It's like, and he ends up raping fucking your man from Dateline then at the end.
Oh boy.
Guys, I'll be right
crazy.
back. Jen, hold the fort.
Oh God. Another cartoon that I'm surprised we haven't brought up yet. It was from Comedy Central, and like they did a movie, or an animated movie of it, and the movie wasn't very good, but the show was actually really funny. Drawn Together. Does anyone remember Drawn Together?
I see a little bit of it.
Yeah, it's what I fucking love. Drawn Together. And it's just basically like they take the trope of reality stars, and they're all like cartoons. And so you have like a SpongeBob parody, and you have a Disney princess parody, and you just have all the kind of parodies. And it's really funny. And like the SpongeBob character, they do kind of an abortion episode and stuff when they have clum babies, and he figures out how to masturbate. And the clum babies have healing properties and stuff, and all life's precious, and it ends with everyone dying in it. It's really fun. Not the show, but that particular episode. It's really funny, and it's not one that nobody ever talks about, and it's really a funny show. Dana Earl seems to remember it. But it's a good one. I did check it out. If you got a really fucked up sense of humor. Trenchy, did you have any favorite characters of that show?
I've only seen a little bit of it, but I remember the SpongeBob character and the superhero character. He was kind of dumb.
Superhero character.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love his coming out, and then he doesn't know, and he goes, and he's a superhero character, and he's like, now he gets 100 coins, and he jumps up, and he goes, now I can do it with a spin. It's not if you're politically correct, it will not be your type of thing, but they poke. It's kind of like South Park. They poke fun at everyone to show that there's no hate toward anyone, but it's kind of a cool yeah. It's a really cool one. I like it. Ben Grimm said, I liked Mike Tyson's Mysteries.
I love Mike Tyson Mysteries. Norm Macdonald plays the pigeon.
Mm-hmm.
And you had the gay ghost, and the little Asian girl who's supposed to be Mike Tyson's daughter. But it was kind of cool. It reminded me like Scooby Doo Mysteries. Mike Tyson and his gang solving the mysteries. That was a good show.
It was a good show. It was. And how long did it run? Did it get a fairly decent amount of time, or did it get canceled fairly quickly? I can't remember.
It went on because they did a marathon maybe like a while back, and I watched it. And there was a lot of episodes, so I don't know exactly how long it went for, but there seemed to be quite a bit of episodes on it, and I thought it was a fun show. I know Norm Macdonald's passed away now. I was gonna say that'd be great if they bring it back, but he's gone now. So
yeah, and too bad. I mean, he was a funny dude.
Oh yeah.
He was. The chat's bringing talking about other characters from Drawn Together. There was a character named Foxy Love, and she was sexy, and she was like dressed up as a fox. Clum babies,
Yeah.
Marty. Clum babies.
Drawn Together. I
I love
fucking
that you
love
knew it.
Drawn Together. It's like the Betty Boop one. She's diabetic. And it's like, it's okay, Betty. Jesus still loves you. And Jesus, there's the window. No. And he's like, does this when she looks out the window. Or, yeah, what was it? Is the gay superhero comes out and you're one of the princesses being tried to stop him because, well, it's all right. You know what? Maybe I was overreacted. Maybe the world won't be plagued by Nazi riding dinosaurs. And the next scene is just Nazis on velociraptors shooting people in the streets.
I love and the one with the little shortcake. It's basically strawberry shortcake. You know, the one where she's like, you know, and she's trying to enslave the SpongeBob people. Remember that's basically.
What was it? If you lick him, or no, it was the Pokemon character. Which one is it that if you lick him?
Oh, the Pokemon character that was a big whore. He could get any woman, and he like battles. Okay, we battle.
that was it. It's a great show, but by Christ, leave any aspirations of political correctness at the fucking door when you watch this show.
They have gay orgies in it all the time.
What was the one? What was it? It turned out Pac-Man was actually a cross-dresser, and it's like he puts the bow on. Oh yeah, I'm Pac-Woman as well. That's why you never see me together. Fucking insane.
Don't tell Mrs. Pac-Man. Oh, honey, I think she already knows.
No, he puts on the fucking bow. Oh, it's a good fucking show.
We're bad people. We're bad people.
Fucking hell.
King of the Hill.
King of the Hill.
Yeah.
Myself and Jen discussed this. King of the Hill was a show made when Republicans weren't fucking insane. That's the only way to describe King of the Hill. That was such a good fun. Who was your favorite character, Jen?
I like Tom Petty because he wasn't Tom Petty in the show, but
Lucky.
Lucky. I loved Lucky. I liked him all. You know, weirdly, I liked Hank because he basically was a guy like I liked. He was a parent. Like he tried to be a better parent than he was parented. So like he didn't understand his son, but he loved his son, and he tried to accept his son as much as he could, even though he did not understand that boy at all. That you could see sometimes Hank was saying that boy ain't right, but he wasn't going to parent like he was parented. Yeah. I always liked that.
Like even fucking Hank's dad says, "Look, I don't like you as a son, but you're a far better father than I ever would be. So I don't listen to me." But fucking Boomhauer. I love the character of fucking Boom. I love how Mike Judge came up with the character. Someone ran in complaining. Some fucking real hardcore shit kicker ran in complaining about fucking Beavis and Butthead, but they couldn't pronounce it. And hey man, I'm here to complain, man. About fucking Porky's butthole, man. What the hell are you doing? What? So that's how we came. It was an irate phone call, is how we came up with Boomhauer. Well, Joey, had you a favorite King of the Hill character?
Yeah, of course. I love Hank, and but Dale is probably my favorite because Dale was like just the conspiracy theories and everything, and then I also liked Hank's boss, Buck Strickland. Because he was always doing something. Yeah, I just for some reason I just loved this character. Just the way he was voiced and the way he dressed, and he was always doing something crazy too. He was with a prostitute, or he was just just the way he was always yelling. So I like Buck Strickland too, and Hank, like that was like Hank's idol. Propane and propane accessories, and he loved everything to do with propane. So yeah, those are my three favorites.
Yeah, it's a good show. It's a good show. What about you, Trench? Who's your favorite?
I really like Dale. I really like Bill. There's a lot of characters I like, but I really like Cotton because yes, he is an evil he is very evil, but there were like moments where they showed he was still a person, like when Bobby burns down the church and he took responsibility for it. And he was one of the funniest ones in the show of just how insane like the shit he would say.
Yeah, I would agree with you. Darling, you're muted.
Hey, DMC had to go there, but it was awesome him handing out. I just want to bring up something. Sorry for cutting across. Ben Grimm, you are dead right. I fucking love this show. If you haven't watched it and you're a fan of fucking Pulp Adventure, of Conan the Barbarian, of Robert E. Howard, of Tarzan, this is a fucking amazing show. I love Jendy Tartakovsky, and this is basically a caveman and a T-Rex teaming up to try and survive, and every week they have to fight something that wants them dead. It's a great fucking show. I have season 1 and 2 on Blu-ray, and if you haven't seen it, it's so fucking good. It's Jesus Christ. I think I driven mad talking about it. It's season 1 is better than 2 because season 1, the best way to explain it, season 1 is Edgar Rice Burroughs' Tarzan, and season 2 is Robert E. Howard's Conan. That's how I break them down. The first one is Spear and Fan Against Nature, and the second one is Spear and Fan Against Primitive Cultures. If you haven't seen it, definitely check it out. Primal is fucking amazing.
Thank you for introducing me to that one. I really liked it, and it has good comedy and heart in it too, without speaking a word.
It does. It as Trenchy pointed out, there's limited, and I do mean limited dialogue. Although there is really one funny episode that has dialogue where Charles Darwin is trying to explain to these fucking snobby bastards that we can all turn savage in the right situation. And yeah, it's hey, Jamie Hart's in the chat. Hello, Jamie.
Hello. Welcome.
Oh.
But what was I going to say? Yeah, Ben, you're dead right. It's a great fucking show. Joey, did I cut across you, dude? Were you talking about something? Did I cut across you? Apologies.
No, you weren't cutting up. But since you mentioned me, another cartoon that I loved. Anybody remember Samurai Jack?
Yes.
Hell yeah.
Same creator, Joey. Same creator.
Yeah, that's what maybe that's what reminded me of Samurai Jack, and that show Phil Lamar voiced Samurai Jack, and Mako was the villain, and Haku. I couldn't think of it. Thank you, Trenchy. But that was I love that show. I love the artwork of it, the plot, everything, and it was just a fantastic show.
Joey, if you like Conan the Barbarian or Tarzan, old school kind of Tarzan comics or old school Conan the Barbarian, track this down. It's fucking awesome.
I'm gonna get that now because I'm a Johnny Weissmuller Tarzan and Ron Ely from the '60s series, and I love Conan too, of course. And but if you combine those two guys, I'll definitely watch that.
It's sorry, Trench.
Oh no, my bad. You finish, Barry. I'll go after you.
No, I insist. Go on.
I was gonna ask Joey, have you seen when they brought it back? Because they didn't finish in the original run. Tartakovsky brought it back on Adult Swim, and did and ended the show that way. And it has problems, but it's a little bit more adult. And I really like what they did with it. Besides a couple problems here and there, but I think the Samurai Jack continuation gets too much hate because I think it's a great continuation of the character that kind of leans it more towards the kids that grew up watching Samurai Jack, now adults watching the more adult version to finish it off.
Yeah, I was just happy they brought it back. So I'm not too picky. If I like something and then they're bringing it back again, I'm gonna be there.
Yeah, they did a lot of great stuff with it, like him battling depression and stuff. And yes, there's a couple things that were kind of like, I didn't really like that they did, but a lot of it, I really liked the story of Jack and how he had fallen and him rising again and him getting the fucking original suit and look from the original show after he regains his honor and like beats his demons and stuff. It's really well done.
Yeah, I mean, no one the stuff that Samurai Jack had to go through. I mean,
Yeah.
I mean, that guy earned the right to be depressed.
Yeah.
It's
Like
it's a great fucking show, the original. The remake has the kind of revival I thought had a couple issues, but it's still at the end has a very kind of it's a bittersweet ending to say the least.
Yeah. I thought they did it right. Like, again, there are problems, but I really like it, and I thought it captured some of the heart of the original episodes, like the Ghost House episode from the original. That's really sad, but also beautiful. The Haunted House episode.
The one character I always loved from that show was the Scotsman with the fucking gun for a leg. He was
Yes.
fucking-
Oh yeah, he was badass.
he was cool.
Yeah, Jamie, I hope you're doing better. I heard what
Yeah,
happened. You've been in my thoughts.
Actually, just want to give a shout out to Jamie Hart. She's in hospital at the moment. We hope you're on the mend soon. We hope you get better soon because fucking
Send in healing hugs.
yeah. But trying to think. Jeez, we've probably covered every fucking animated show in creation. LJ, sorry, dude, we've kind of given you the fucking cold shoulder there for a while. Is there anything you want to talk about, dude?
What, in terms of animated shows or in general?
Anything you want. Anything you want.
Well, there's a few shows I want to give a bit of credit to, and then there's a new show coming out that I really can't wait to watch. So I'll start with the new show that's coming out. 13 Ghosts is getting a series where every episode is going to be based on one of the ghosts. Now,
Ooh.
I love the original and I love the remake of movies.
Hell yeah.
Is it the creative team behind the remake movie?
No idea. Well, I've not done too much research because it's literally just come up saying that they've actually greenlit it and that they're going to start filming the first episode.
It was in the pipeline for a while.
Yeah, they weren't sure if they were going to be able to actually do it, but they said no, it's been greenlit. They're ready to go. They just got to start filming. But the idea that we're going to be getting an episode per ghost and kind of learning their origin and everything is going to be, I think it's going to be pretty cool to see. Because the ghosts were actually really, really cool.
They were the best part of that remake, I think.
Yeah. Actually, you know what? I'm going to give this out now. Matthew Lillard is such a fucking phenomenal actor.
Yes.
Like, when he gives emotion in any movie, his emotion is so genuine and raw that it's different. It's difficult to tell whether he's acting or if he genuinely feels the emotion that he's pushing out there. It's incredible.
Yeah.
And I really, really liked his character in the movie. So, I mean, it's going to be exciting to see the story on the ghosts. Because you get, I think on the Scream Factory Blu-ray, you get like a little special feature. It kind of does like a mini 20 to 30 second story of the characters.
And how they, yeah. Like
but
the
to see
child
an episode,
and the mother and stuff. They were all fucking
exactly.
stories.
So to get an actual mini series based on those is going to be fantastic. But there is 3 shows I'm going to always recommend to people whenever I get asked what kind of shows. Number 1 is Lucifer. Fucking phenomenal show again. Tom Ellis as Lucifer was brilliant.
Very different from the fucking the Vertigo comic it's based on, though.
Yeah, it is. It is very. It's not as close as it should have been, but I mean, I grew up watching Tom Ellis and stuff like the Miranda Hart show, and he was in an episode of Doctor Who in season 3. And he was also in
Doctor Who.
So when Martha Jones goes walking the world to spread the news of the Doctor.
Oh, is that the hunky dude?
Yeah.
Go on. Okay.
Yeah, he's like the doctor she falls in love with kind of thing and on the journey. But he's also in an episode of Once Upon a Time where he played Robin Hood and gets captured by Rumpelstiltskin for trying to steal a golden arrow. So Tom Ellis is like this kind of he was like this typical British actor, but then when you see him in Lucifer, and yet again from start to finish, his acting develops so much in depth, and you know you kind of see him be the cocky Prince of Hell kind of thing, but then you kind of see him just change closer towards a human than an angel. It's really well done.
I thought he was good, but I think turning it into a police procedural really fucking hampered the imagination. They kind of shook that later on in the seasons, but like it was, they shouldn't have made it as fucking kind of Bones or as Castle as it was. But
I love that because in the show he has this thing where he's trying to stay awake and he ends up binge watching all seasons of Bones, and he ends up getting Bones confused with his actual life, and he starts calling Chloe Bones, and she goes, "What?" He goes, "That's your name." I you know, he goes, "I'm Booth and you're Bones." Yeah, it's really good.
I did like when he turned up in the Arrowverse and Infinite Crisis.
Yes.
With John Constantine.
Yeah.
That was
another
fun.
great show that got canceled, Constantine.
Yeah.
But they managed. I like the fact they cherry picked him out and put him into Legends of Tomorrow.
Yeah, there was good and bad with that. I love Legends, but Constantine, he kind of worked in Legends, but kind of didn't. And then, like, they tried to like end his series and story on that show, and it just didn't work. I just kind of wished it's like, why couldn't the CW just have picked up Constantine and did a season 2 with the original cast?
Did they have
I would have
Clark
liked
from
that.
Scrubs as Booster Gold in that show as well?
Yeah, he never becomes Booster Cole, but he's at the very end, which that would have been cool. Legends was good. When Legends was good, it was great. It had some stumbles, but I would have liked to see what they would have done with Booster Gold. I think it could have made a comeback if it wanted to.
That was good. I like the fact as well Brandon Routh got another go at being Superman as well in that show.
Yeah.
I always felt bad because I think he was a good Superman. He just wasn't given the movie. It was a boring Superman movie. What's he going to do? He's going to stop an island. He's going to and he's fucking Kevin Spacey's going to stab him with a piece of glass. What the fuck? Okay,
and
right.
he looked a lot like Christopher Reeve as when he was Clark Kent. When he was Clark Kent, he was like
that was his greatest strength and his greatest weakness, because I think everyone was like, okay, Brandon, you're not giving us your interpretation of Clark Kent. We want Reeves' interpretation of Clark Kent. And that really fucking kind of hobbled the character. Joey, did you see Superman Returns? What was your thoughts?
Yeah, I saw it in the theater. I really liked it. I thought he did a great job, and it's not his fault that the script didn't have that much action in it, you know. But for what he did on the screen as Superman and Clark Kent, I thought he did a hell of a job. And I kind of prefer him to the newer guy, Henry Cavill. Henry Cavill.
Henry Cavill. They went the other direction. They went like, okay, this is a very passive, almost boring Superman. We gotta make him extreme. He's breaking people's necks and punching people through walls.
Yeah, they made him Super Batman.
Yeah, they did, and it's like, Jesus fucking Christ. There's a thing called the middle ground, lad. The middle ground. Come on.
I don't like that ground.
but like, you know, my friend, a good friend of mine, Anthony O'Neill, huge Superman fan, fantastic artist, loved Superman, and he was so excited to see fucking Man of Steel, because that trailer came out and they had that fucking Gregorian chant and the hymn over it. He's like, oh yeah, it's going to be finally. So, and I was working in a department store time, which was about 5 minutes from the cinema. Him and his missus came walking through, and he was nearly in tears. And I was like, Was it that good? And he's like, no, they fucking ruined the character. And I'm like, what? They fucking ruined him. And he was in. I mean, he was fucking soulable. I was like, sure, what happened? She goes, he's a fucking murderer. They turned him into a fucking psychopath. And I'm like, and I went to see it and I'm like, oh, fuck. It's like fucking edgelord Snyder strikes again. Fuck me sideways.
Yeah, you guys all got real upset over like I'm not as knowledgeable as the rest of you guys on the superhero stuff, but even I, like a normie, heard about that. I'm like, y'all seemed really upset about that one. That one seemed to be the straw that broke the camel's back.
It's like fucking Snyder heard Kevin Smith's discussing how Sean Penn, what was it? Your man, the fucking hairdresser who became a producer. He was like, I want Sean Penn as Superman. Why? Because he's the eyes of a fucking killer. And it's like, dude, it's Superman. What the fuck?
Well, the problem with Zack Snyder's Superman is I think Henry Cavill was good in the role as an actor. Like, I think he was ready for it. Just the script was terrible because Zack Snyder, this is a man that was like, yeah, if I got a hold of Batman, I'd make him get raped in prison because it's cool. And then they gave him a Superman movie. After he said that. And then he's like, yeah, no, don't give me Superman. I hate him. I'm going to destroy him. And he's the enemy. And then they still gave him Superman. And then what he does is he tries to do like a Injustice type of Superman where it's like, it's like a breakdown of him. And it's like, no, just give us Superman. And I don't mind Superman killing to a certain degree, but I don't think he should kill humans. Like killing Zod, that was one thing. Like Zod was out of control. And it's like Christopher Reeves even got close to that as well with some of the things he did, like throwing Zod into the Phantom Zone and smiling. It's like, what the fuck? At least that Superman did cry about it. But like with some of the other stuff, he's just like killing people and dodging gas trucks to let it explode on people. It's like, no, Superman would not do that. I like that movie, but I don't really take it as a Superman movie. It's just kind of a fun action movie. It's not really Superman.
Trenchys, forgive my ignorance, but did he get raped? Did I miss this?
No, but he wanted Batman to get raped in prison.
Yeah, that's bad.
He also wanted Martha Wayne to get sexually assaulted to make Superman extra angry, so he went on a fucking. It's weird. And like I'll give him leeway with Batman because Batman doesn't kill, and you're right. Batman doesn't kill when he doesn't want to. 1989 Batman. Okay, he killed in that movie. It's like, no, he didn't, dude. He drove his car into a chemical factory with 250 caliber machine guns, fucking firing full fucking tilt. Then grenades came out the wheels. And no. We didn't see anyone blow up. They probably evacuated.
Watch Batman Returns then. He straps a bomb to a clown and kicks him into the river, sets somebody on fire with the Batmobile.
I'll tell you what, though, if you want to see a real Superman villain story, watch Brightburn. That's all I'm going to say.
I have seen Brightburn. Bad. It's not a bad film. It was interesting because I saw it because I'm a horror girl, and I thought that was a very interesting concept. I thought it was and it was also visually, there was a lot of cool visual stuff in that movie. Yeah,
it's like, what if Clark Kent just as a kid decided to be a dick? And I love it. It's really well told.
It is.
They kind of the LG is they kind of done the thing that we're setting up in fucking Smallville, where it's hinted that Superman was sent to rule us, to be a conqueror, and the same kind of thing is here. And it's like you don't need to make him that fucking edgy. He's just, he's like, he was.
Look at E.T. E.T. was originally supposed to kill all of
be a horror movie. I know. Yeah. Night visiting. Yeah. Christ.
I will say my favorite like evil interpretation of a Superman character is Homelander, because
Yeah.
Homelander's one of the most powerful people in that universe. Yet, but from his upbringing, he's insecure and feels weak, so he needs to bully people and pretend to be the hero to get love that he was never given, because he was like left alone in a room in isolation and treated like a pet. And yes, he is the strongest man in that universe, but he's also a puppet to the fucking corporations controlling him.
Yeah.
That's why he bullies the other heroes around him. It's such an interesting take on the evil Superman that isn't basic, and I really like that interpretation.
The interesting thing with that show, Trenchy, is I'm a big Garth Ennis fan, and I'm what some people call a book wanker. I'm a purist book wanker. But this is the one case where I actually think the TV show does a better job than the comics, because the comics just come across as like Viz. I don't know, you guys, Lelje probably knows what Viz is. Viz is kind of a pornographic kind of fucking version of the Beano or the Dandy. And it's just real. The comic, there's some good bits in it, but for the most part, it's real grotty kind of humor. Whereas the Boys series has something to say. My favorite one is when he finds out his Nazi girlfriend has died, and he's saving. He's usually his day. He usually flies around the city and stops someone from committing suicide. But then it's announced on a billboard his girlfriend's died. So he's like, okay, follow through. And your one's like, what? You're going to jump? Then fucking jump. And she goes, I don't want it anymore. No, you fucking follow through. You fucking jump off that fucking building right now. And she says, I don't want to. You fucking jump off, or I'm going to fucking laser you straight in the fucking head. And he makes your one commit suicide because he's just having a fucking bad day. And he was supposed to save her. But when he finds out his girlfriend's dead, that was fucking weird as well. But
if she was a Nazi, Marty, I mean...
Oh, no. That wasn't the one that was going to commit suicide. It was just this young teenage girl who was depressed.
Yeah.
And basically, he flies around every year on his birthday to rescue one person out of committing suicide. And then it's announced his girlfriend, who was like a Nazi superhero, has passed away. And he's like, you jump off this fucking building right now or I'll fucking kill you.
Yeah.
Anthony Starr is
Anthony Starr is brilliant.
And when he went to visit her, the Nazi girlfriend, and she's all burnt up, and he's like, I don't know, you still love me. It's okay, I can still love you. And she starts giving him a hand job.
Yeah, she's missing one arm. She's got her face is all fucked up. Yeah, she's still comforting him with a handy. Right? While he's crying over her destroyed body.
And she's burnt to bits. I love you.
I know someone who would do that. It's okay, Marty. Let me comfort you in your time of need.
I've got two more shows I want to recommend, and then I'll finish talking. Quantum Leap and Grimm.
Quantum Leap is fucking amazing.
Yeah. It's probably one of the best, more accurate time travel shows where you can only travel within your own timeline. Because if you traveled outside of your timeline, you just wouldn't exist. So I love the fact of that.
Did we ever get a conclusion, guys? There was a movie.
They were going to. There's this channel called Pushing Up Roses, and she discussed what was going to be the last season, and it was good. Basically, he woke up in his infant body, so he wouldn't be able to leap again, and as a result, Dean Stockwell was going to quantum leap to save him. That was the plan, because he had saved him, and he had reunited him with his wife, and he said, look, we're back together again. I love you so much, but I need to... What happens is fucking Bakula goes back in time to let Stockwell's wife know that he's in a POW camp in Vietnam, and he's still alive, and she waits. As a result, she doesn't remarry. She waits, and when he comes back, she's there, and he's like, right, I love you so much, but I have you. I am with you because of this guy. I need to go back and save him. And it was a couple of scenes filmed, but it never hit that. No. Pushing Up Roses does a far more interesting video on it. Check out her channel.
Okay. There was also going to be a movie when they couldn't do the show. They were going to do a movie where when Sam and Al, when they trade places in an episode, Sam finds out he's actually married because of the time that he changed with his wife when she was younger. And they have a night together. It turns out they actually had a son. And because his dad, in the final episode where he's trapped in that world, his son goes, "No, I'm gonna go into the machine. I'm gonna go and save my father." And he was meant to go and save Sam, but they yet again they didn't do it. It didn't go through. So, but there's a deleted moment from the ending episode where originally it's Sam's talking to Al's wife and goes, "I've got to tell you something. He's still out there." And then she cries, and then it zooms in on a picture of Al, and then it cuts out. Whereas the deleted moment is Al's picture glows like he's leaping, and it changes to a photo of him, his wife, and 2 daughters. Like Al actually had a family. And I saw that, I was like, fuck. But that is beautiful.
Joey, what's your thoughts on Quantum Leap?
Tell you the truth, I never actually watched Quantum Leap before, and I like Scott Bakula and Dean Stockwell, but it was a show I never got to watch for some reason.
Okay, it's fun. It's a fun. It is. Oh, excuse me.
And it's kind of interesting because, it was in the 80s and 90s and stuff. And like some of the topics they're talking about, for good, for better or worse, are still relevant now. That's another, I think that's always a good show or movie when you can look back 20, 30 years and still go, there's a lot to say here.
Yeah.
There was one really nice episode. It was kind of schmaltzy, but it was also nice about showing fucking respect and giving people the chance to prove themselves regardless of their condition. He jumps into a young man who has Down syndrome.
Jimmy.
Yeah, he helps him get a job. And Michael Madsen is this asshole who works at a dock that's bullying him and stuff. It's a really nice episode. I think that's something that's missing as well. That there's very few TV shows that aren't cynical.
There is another episode that I highly recommend for people to really kind of understand things from a different perspective, where he leaps into a woman who's covered in bruises and stuff and finds out that she had been assaulted on a date.
Yeah,
and
I've seen that.
He struggles so much with trying to understand what's happened. But as it works, when Sam leaps into someone's body, they kind of leap into his in the future. And it's like, well, I can't speak for her. We need to get her to speak in this case of this episode. But he confronts the guy that hurt her. And because Sam is like trained in black belt karate, he's a mixed martial artist, he's like, it's a really heartbreaking scene when he comes face to face with the abuser.
Yeah.
It's really difficult. But yet again, the acting, the emotion is so realistic. You feel everything that the story is telling. And I highly recommend Quantum Leap. There's so many stories that
I remember another episode that I was like, how the fuck are they going to solve this situation? Sam leaps into Lee Harvey fucking Oswald.
Yeah.
And that's like, what? How the fuck is this going to get resolved?
Yeah. And it tackled mental health a little bit as well, because like
it did.
Yeah. It was a really strong episode. You see, that's what I mean. Quantum Leap had so much to offer. There, you had your funny episodes, you had your kind of, I can't believe this shit's happening episodes. And then it had its real, like, home, heart-hitting episodes where it's like this shit's real. This stuff is happening. And it's, they did one about the women's rights movement. They did one about the Black Panther movement. Like I said, one about disabilities, one about mental health. So they tackle some real life shit.
Yeah.
And then you get the glitter rock episode. it's this glitter punk rock guy.
They all can't be introspective. You need occasionally a little, something besides water.
Oh yeah, and the Halloween episode with the Stephen King kind of.
Yeah.
I'm gonna let Jen talk. Jen, we're also talking about stuff, series that are recent that we've become addicted to. You are, I Are you still binging, or are you still waiting with bated breath for Interview the Vampire season 3? And why
Yeah.
should people watch the new series, the series of it?
Yeah, this is, and I apologize because I think everyone's heard me go on about this show, but nobody except me seems to be talking about this show, and I get it because you guys are thinking the movie was pretty, and I'm not a big Tom Cruise fan, but I'll give the devil his due. He's really good. So is Brad Pitt. That's a good movie. It's one that still engages you, and you think, we've read the books, we've seen the movie, what the fuck can the show do? The show manages to work, because you guys got to remember, Interview with a Vampire was made in the 90s, and yeah, we were getting a little more sensitive about that, but studios were really uncomfortable, and you got to remember, Brad Pitt and Tom Cruise, they couldn't be the gay, it was still too taboo, and this show fixes it where it was sort of just subtext in the movie, and the books was a little bit more, you knew what was going on, but the movie was shining away, but the show they are super gay, and it's so fucking awesome. I love this show with all of my being, and cue my thing, because anyone who to sell this show to, there's a scene where they have a quarrel, right, and they're fighting and they're throwing things off the balcony like clothes, and then they get mad and he takes the coffin and he throws it off the balcony, and that's where the show charmed me. And the second season is somehow even better than the first. And Claudia, I know you had issues with our Claudia, but it's heartbreaking in the second season because, yeah, we're pretty true to the books and stuff, and so some of the same beats are familiar, but they also managed to bring a breath of fresh air in this, and how Claudia dies is just fucking heartbreaking. Like, I didn't tear up, but I was feeling myself wanting to tear up. It's that good of a show.
So yeah, definitely check it out if it's your thing. Myself, I'm excited because season 3 of the best, dumbest fucking show has Reacher. Oh my god, this is modern day Conan the Barbarian. Motherfucker goes from place to place, kills bad guys, rights wrongs, and then fucking leaves, and there's no consequences. The cops are like, big fucker came here and murdered everyone. What do we do? We put out an EP. Nah, they were all bad guys. It's okay. Based on Lee Child's book, Lee Childs has basically made what is essentially a modern day pulp hero. He has made a modern day Conan the Barbarian. If you're a fan of the A-Team, if you're a fan of Knight Rider, this is like that. It tries to give illusions. Oh yeah, we're a more cerebral show because Reacher is a member of the, oh my god, that name as well. Reacher is a military policeman, so he's going to do investigating. Do you know what he's investigating? He's deep investigating. He beats a guy in the face with a phone till he tells him where the drugs are hidden. That's Reacher's fucking technique. It's like, what the fuck? It's so fucking stupid and so wonderful. It's honest to God. Oh, right. As well, Reacher is part of this advanced unit, okay? They're all badasses. They're all badass former military police officers, right? And the unit's not called Blackwater or Diamond Dogs or fucking war boars or so. They're called the Special Investigators. That is the stupidest fucking name for an elite military. What are you? You kind of black? No, we're the special. It's like, and oh my god, every character who was in this unit, you do not mess with the Special Investigators. You don't mess with the Special Investigators. Hey, Neely, you hear about these guys? Yeah, they're the Special Investigators. You don't mess with them. I was like, it's said to nauseum. And I'm sorry, lads. You can say it as much as you fucking want. It doesn't sound fucking badass.
It sounds like a dollar store action figure line. The Special
It is. The other thing is, okay, Alan Richardson, he's a big guy. He's a hunky guy.
I love Alan Richardson.
But they really want you to think this guy's a fucking giant. It's like, oh, what's his deal? Oh, I don't know. He's a goddamn monster. He's a beast. It's like, oh, the cable ties were too small for him. And it's like, what the fuck? He's not that big. He's of average fucking height.
As in tall. I was going to say, because he did a film with Henry Cavill, and Henry Cavill said, he's never stood next to someone who's made him feel scrawny. Apart from when he did the film Alan Richardson.
Don't get me wrong, he's built, he's a well built dude, but they're making out that you have to be like, hey there, Reacher. No, he's not that fucking big. And again, the more they say it, the more they're drawing attention to the fact, actually, he's not that fucking big. Oh, wait till the big guy gets his hands on you. Which one? There's 6 or 7 dudes. They're all the same fucking height. But if you want something that is dumb, disposable, fun, pulp adventure, watch this series. The first, they're stupid as fuck, but they're so fun. They're so enjoyable. Fun fact as well: Lee Childs is good friends with Stephen King, and like kind of classic pulp, like the way that Robert E. Howard and H.P. Lovecraft shared the same universe. Reacher is mentioned in Under the Dome, and in one of the books as well, Reacher was heading to a town in Maine to hunt down a clown that was killing children.
He better not kill my Bill Skarsgård. No,
I would pay that. Look at Alan Richardson just fucking laughing now, clown, and he's just choking out Pennywise.
Have you guys seen that picture online where Alexander Skarsgård and Bill Skarsgård at a family dinner, and Alexander's wearing a Tim Curry Pennywise mask, giving Bill the middle finger. And Bill's just like, "What? No."
That seems like a cool family.
LJ, is there any new TV show that you want people to check out? Doesn't even have to be obscure, just something that you're watching at the moment.
Shit, in terms of like new, I mean, Invincible, The Boys, mainly that dark superhero shit. But you know, it's not new. It's still newish, but Grimm. If anyone hasn't seen Grimm,
check that out.
Yeah, I tend to binge watch shows because I hated growing up with the whole to be continued shit. I really hated the whole having to wait a whole week just to watch the next episode. So now I'll end up spending my entire day just binge watching episodes. But yeah, Invincible's pretty dark. The Boys is pretty dark. I actually was going to start Reacher soon.
You'll like it.
It's stupid as fuck. He gets in a fight with this dude, and like he's having trouble. So he uses a fucking concrete block like a catcher's mitt, and starts. Yeah. And there's some scenes. It's such a guy show, unadulterated guy. There's this cop that he fights at the start of the second season. This New York cop. He's like a fucking bargain bin, fucking Michael Chiklis kind of character, right? And he's like, you motherfucker, you fucking cock me. I'm going to fucking get you next time, Reacher. And then fucking Reacher sees the cop saving a kid and goes, you know what? I did cold cock you. So next time when this is all said and done, we'll have a fair fight and I'll give you a chance. He said, yeah, buddy, I'll fucking take you out. And then the cop dies saving the kid. And fucking Reacher's like, you know what? Out of all the people that fought me, you would have been probably the one that came closest to beat me, man. You're going to make it. I'm not going to make it, Reacher, but thanks. It's like, okay, right?
But does it have incest, Marty?
No, it doesn't. It has an angry man. Seriously, I want to be on the task force sent to fucking clean up the aftermath. They're just going into a drug den and like there's lads splattered. He fucking puts a claymore. It's like, we need to investigate this drug den. He throws a claymore mine through a window and sets it off. There's nothing left to investigate. You blew the fucking place to pieces. It's like, yeah, I was a trained military police officer. I know how to investigate these things. You blew up all the fucking evidence, you one.
Question: where does one obtain a claymore mine? Where does one get that?
He gets his army
the
surplus.
Special Investigators Unit.
Exactly, LJ. They go in. He sweet talks he sweet talks this fucking shop owner, and he sweet talks the shop owner. He's like, yeah, I need 4 handguns for me and my friends. The shop owner's like, it's 5 waiting days for before I can get the paperwork, because we need them kind of now. But I know in this part of the country you can give your friends handguns without asking. And he's like, he slides fucking $100 bill across them. Like, dude, those fucking guns cost fucking 800 each. And if this shopkeeper's caught, his ass is going to fucking Guantanamo Bay. And Richard's like, yeah. He says, yeah, you in the Marines? Sure was. What unit? 57th Regiment. Hoorah! Here you go. Take the guns. Like, no, this is not how this works. It's the dumbest, stupidest, most wonderful shit. And Anthony Michael Hall is the bad guy in the new season. Robert Patrick was the bad guy in the last season. And it's so fucking. It's Robert Patrick is fun.
Anthony Michael Hall. He's the one from Dead Zone, isn't he?
Yeah.
And he did a lot of he was part of the Breakfast Club. He was in the Breakfast Club, 16 Candles, Brat Pack. He was a member.
Edward Scissorhands, yeah. I remember,
I love that you know that. Everyone always forgets he's in that.
Yeah. His character is smuggling in weapons for Libyan terrorists in his rugs.
Oh, he's also a villain in Warehouse 13.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And Evil Dies Tonight, people. Don't fuck you all. It's a good movie. Like, there's problems with it, but I fucking love Halloween Kills. Fuck you all.
Didn't he play Tommy Jarvis or something, Jen? Yeah.
Oh, God damn it, Marty. Fuck you,
Jarvis, Doyle, whatever the fuck. They were both after a guy in a mask. It doesn't matter.
Thank you. Larry's with me. See, my homie Larry is with me. Homies, Larry. We're your homies. We're your Pat Daddy homies. I'm going to get you into an ancestral soap opera, Larry. We'll be soap opera, ancestral soap opera buddies. You, me, and Marty.
Oh, actually, I'll tell you what. Jen would like Encanto from Disney if you've not seen it.
Yeah.
That's good.
There's a moment in that when she meets Bruno and he's like telling her about his little rat soap operas, and he's like, the telenovela, the love that could never be. And she's like, I don't understand. He goes, well, she's his aunt and she has amnesia, so she doesn't remember that she's his aunt. It's kind of this forbidden love thing. And that's a Disney film. It's a soap opera. It's kind of a strange thing.
Not to me.
Disney's promoting incest now. It's gotten.
Joey, is there any newish TV show you're watching or tempted to watch?
I'm not watching anything new right now. I'm just I stick to watching mostly the older stuff. I haven't. The last new show I watched, newest show, was What We Do in the Shadows, and
That's a good show.
Yeah, I love that show. And the only other current show I'm watching is The Simpsons, and whenever they do a new South Park episode. But other than that, I'm not watching anything that's. I haven't seen anything that really. I was watching Teen Titans, but other than that, I haven't really watched anything that looks appealing to me right now.
Gotcha. Try the Dracula 2013 show. You're going to be left with a cliffhanger, but it's so batshit crazy. And there's no incest. I had to think about it a minute, but there was no incest in that one.
I love What We Do in the Shadows. I love fucking Matt Berry as well. New York City. And what was it? You speak all fancy and European like. This is how we talk in Tucson, Arizona. I love him. It's like, you are one devious bastard. Matt Berry, he's brilliant in fucking IT.
That guy's a genius. I love his style.
You, computer man, fix my electronic sex pants. If you haven't seen the IT Crowd, check it out. Trench, what about yourself? Is there anything new you're watching?
Not currently. I did start a show with a friend that I gotta get back to it that they put me onto. That's kind of new. It just dropped its second season in 2024. It's called The Devil's Hour. It's pretty good.
Okay, what's it about?
It's like this woman who's like social services in a way. She keeps waking up at like 3:33 a.m. and she has a son who's who has like special needs or kind of, and it's kind of this mystery. There's like a serial killer. There's this other guy who's kind of connected that you don't know much about, and it's her trying to like kind of find out what's happening to her and her son, and like, and it deals with trauma and stuff. I think Jen would like it.
Is it set in a haunted house, Trench? Because the 333 thing is very much like the Amityville story, which was bullshit, obviously. But that's the time apparently your man woke up, and apparently the same time that the dude who was in the original house killed his parents. 3:33 a.m.
I'm only 2 episodes in, and it's been a while since I watched them. But it's Peter Capaldi's in it, so I don't know if it's Ghost, but there's a. It's very like you don't know what's going on, but it's very interesting and very unique. And
I have a question then, Trench. Is the Peter Capaldi in that show, right? Is he sitting in like a police station and he's talking about time?
in a way, yes, he's chained up in this room. He's kind of like a Hannibal Lecter, but not really. He's this guy that you see her talk to once in a while, and he's just giving all these he's just saying all this like theories and stuff. It's been a while,
Right.
but he's really interesting.
I've seen clips of him like talking about how he's got a different concept of time to people and stuff like that, and I'm trying to work out what that was from. I have no idea what it was from.
That might be that. I haven't gotten that far into it, but in the thing, this is in the synopsis, even though I don't think they should be saying this in the synopsis, but they say he remembers the future. So
Okay,
maybe.
Yeah. Okay,
Yeah, I
that's
think
good.
you would like it. It's interesting, and it deals with like the cerebralness. Like there's an episode where there's a bully bullying her son, and the son goes and pees on the backpack, and they're kind of like, oh, why would your son do that? And was it revenge? But it's more like it more seems like it's a trauma thing. It's really well done.
Oh, that does that does sound very intriguing. I might check that one out.
Okay.
Yeah, my friend Kelly put me onto that. It's pretty good.
Oh, thank you, Trench. I'll throw it onto the to be watch pile when I'm not watching Marty.
Jesus Christ. Peace. I want peace in our time. What was I going to say? I'm probably gonna finish it up in about 20 minutes. But is there anything
Only
anyone
20
else?
more minutes? You promised me a couple hours.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
What's in that
A
bottle,
hell of a
Marty?
day to quit drinking. But yeah, no, it's yeah, I think we've covered the fucking wide spectrum of TV shows. I don't think there's anything that that needs to be kind of mentioned. There's other stuff as well, like Terra Nova. That was a cool show.
That was a brilliant show. No one ever talks about it.
In order to escape a polluted world, humans are sent to a colony in the Cretaceous period, and not only have they to deal with dinosaurs, one of the colonies broke off, and they're called the Sixers, and they're trying to fucking steal and kill the people in the fucking main colony. Your man who plays Quidditch. Go on, Trench?
Is that the one with Wentworth, Marty?
No, it's not. You're thinking of Dinotopia, which came out a few years
before. Isn't Stephen Lang in that one?
Yeah, Stephen Lang, the guy who played Quidditch.
Brilliant.
He's in it. He's really good. Got one season. The dinosaur designs are cool because they're really fucking paleo accurate. And there's just it's a cool show, and it was kind of hinting that other stuff was leaking through. Then there was another show like it as well called La Brea, which had people from different time periods bumping into each other and animals and stuff. That was good. Again, I want to see more fucking dinosaur shows on TV. I think dinosaurs don't get enough representation. It's just,
Well, that's why I like season 1 of Torchwood, because they've got a fucking pterodactyl in their base.
Yeah, I someone told me they were going to try and do a fucking crossover between Torchwood and fucking Primeval, and that was going to be it, because it's essentially the same kind of thing. It's a riff, pterodactyl.
Yeah,
But I don't
could've
know.
worked.
But
I think Jen would like Torchwood.
Well,
The
I don't
first
think
season.
I'd ever torch Marty's wood, but
the
Well,
first
let's put it this way.
season,
Yeah,
go on.
no,
Go on,
because
Elsie.
you know exactly why I've said that, because of I think it's season 1, episode 2, with the sex alien.
It's
Yeah.
all fucking horny. It's a horny show. The first season is incredibly horny.
Marty,
There's
why
se-
didn't you tell
There's
me?
sexy Cybermen, and there's
Oh
like
yes.
Do
there-
any of
there's
them talk Irish?
no.
Oh,
There's
Yeah.
a cool episode with cannibals. Season 2, they fixed
Yeah.
the writing,
Yeah.
and that's
Oh, I
a
like
cool episode
cannibals.
with cannibals. And it's
Oh, that was great.
Yeah.
it was cool.
Countryside.
That was like
Yeah.
they were like, oh, is it some kind of alien virus or mind? No, they just felt like eating
Yeah.
people. It's like,
Yeah,
okay.
it's
I love the end. They're like, "Why'd you do it? Why was it? Like, is this?" He's like, "Yeah, no, I just like to do it." And it's like,
Yeah.
I like how it was a real threat. Like most shows would just focus on the supernatural, but I like how they showed it's like, yeah, there's scummy people too, and they'll run across them like looking for supernatural because it kind of makes sense,
Yeah.
that you
Yeah.
run into some real shit.
yeah. Oh, you sold me at horny.
Yeah, it is a really sex-impacted show.
Yay!
But the series does get better. There's like Children of Earth, where everyone has to. Is it their youngest? All the youngest children have to be sacrificed or gassed.
Oh,
or
it's
something.
just all children. All children at a certain age, yeah.
We
how
want
did
your
they resolve
children.
that? How did they resolve that one?
I think without giving too much away, Jack Harkness had to sacrifice something very close to his heart.
Oh yeah. No,
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah,
I know
it
who
was-
bites a bullet.
But
And then there's Miracle Day. Oh, sorry, Trench.
No, I was gonna say I'm not gonna give away the scene, but there's a great heart-wrenching scene where I forget his name, but Jack's butler / lover when he has the gun and he has to go into that room with the family. That's an
Yeah.
amazing scene.
yeah, Yanto.
Yanto.
Yeah, Yanto.
Yeah, Yanto Jones.
I liked Miracle. Was Miracle Day a fucking US co-production? Because Mackay
So-
Pfeiffer suddenly turned up
Yeah.
in that fucking show.
But I will admit, Bill Pullman in that series, I love Bill Pullman. I've loved him for years. But in that series, he don't half make you feel like he is the character he's playing, which is one of the biggest creeps that I've ever seen on telly.
And fucking Ernie Hudson turns up in that
Yes,
season as well,
yes.
right?
He's brilliant. He's always brilliant.
Yeah.
But if you don't think you'd be into anyone, not just Jen, if you don't think if you think Doctor Who's a bit too kind of juvenile, give fucking Torchwood a go. It
Yeah.
is a bit of a hurdle in the first season when they're like, oh fuck, how do we make sure people know this is Doctor Who for adults? Let's load it with sex and
Yeah,
sexy
pretty much.
sex.
But
It pretty much is, yeah.
I
But I mean,
will
just-
say, I think there's a lot of like I don't think some of it's sex for just sex sake, but I'm not really into sex scene. But there's a sex scene in there that's very impactful to one of the characters and sets up his arc for the last 2 seasons, and I thought it was very well done.
Yeah.
Um,
But
It really
sex alien.
keeps
What's
the
all I'm gonna say?
Yay,
It's sex
sex
alien. That's just
But
Beam
it's
me up, Marty. Beam me up with your penis.
penis. Yeah, I knew that was coming. Oh wait,
Yeah,
no, hold on.
That's what they
shit.
generally do, Marty. If you're doing it right, they
I just love how you finished that with "I knew that was coming."
I know.
I should have seen that one. Yeah.
Come here.
Anyway,
Oh God! Oh God! Oh God!
for fuck's sake.
there's a thing.
I was just waiting
It
for
is-
Meg Ryan to come out of the back and go, "I have what she's having."
Jesus Christ.
Oh, if I was with
Um,
Marty, you guys get a better show. If I was really there, that's
No,
nothing.
God almighty. Right.
Our neighbors are gonna complain. We might want to soundproof your apartment.
Jesus Christ. Please, Lord. Just give me
We get
strength.
mattresses at least. We'll just, and then we can just bang. If you throw me around, I can go wee and I'll land on something soft, except when I'm landing on you. You know?
God almighty tonight and tomorrow night. Okay. Do you know what, guys? I'm going to start wrapping it up, but before I do, it fucking got out of my mouth before I fucking.
I hate when that happens. And it dribbles and it gets in your hair.
Jen, would you like to sign us off, or would you like to do? No, I'll do it. I'll do it. So, I'll do
Go ahead,
it.
wrap it up, darling. Wrap it up.
Jen, what's next for Jen's reviews from the grave?
Well, she'd like to be coming to Ireland and, soundproofing your apartment, boyfriend's apartment.
But
No,
before that,
what's coming up is I'm doing a project with Strange Monkey, and they're working on it now, and it should be out sometime soon. I have a top 10 best horror performances, which was Sean Patrick Erskine of the Horror Corners idea, but he gave me his blessing. It's going to be a tag, and I think it's going to be very interesting. I want to see as many people who can do it, because everybody scenes and performances resonate with people for different reasons, and I think everyone's going to have different picks. Hell, my picks would be different sans for my number one. So that's what's coming up. And we're also going to be seeing Osgood Perkins, the monkey, this week. Velvet
it's
and
a fun
I.
movie. It's a fun, not going to be for everyone, but it's a fun fucking movie. Joey and myself are hoping to do canon movies at some stage. Again, I probably have the poor fella driven mad. But Joey, what socials can people check you out on? Where are you online that if people want to check out your stuff and just give you a shout?
Well, I just post my crappy movies on Instagram, and I post a lot of stuff from the 60s and 70s and 80s and 90s and stuff. I'm mostly into like classic horror, classic action movies, kung fu flicks, classic is a theme, classic sci-fi movies. So I'm into a lot of kung fu movies and action movies, and that's like kind of like my bread and butter. I like a lot of violent stuff.
If you're a fan of cult 70s kind of grindhouse cinema, then Joey's your man to fucking talk to. Sorry, Jen.
Oh, no, I just was going to say, I know, and like, it's not crappy movies because Joey's turned me onto a couple. I think I know my deep dives pretty well, but Joey's put up a few movies. There was a Gary Busey movie the other day that I haven't watched yet, but it's on my, I'm looking forward to seeing that, and I'd never heard of it. So, like, guys, go check out.
Yeah. I have the Tiger.
Yeah, it's on my to watch list, and I'm really looking forward to it. It looks like it's going to be a good time. And there's been other movies you've posted that I'm like, I'm going to steal that and write it down in a little book because I don't have a good memory.
Thanks a lot, Jen.
Oh, no problem.
This chap is fucking solid gold. Check him out on Instagram. He knows his cult cinema. He knows his grindhouse cinema, and he's an absolute fucking archive of knowledge when it comes to Batman. So definitely fucking give the dude a shout. Okay. LJ, my friend from across the water, where are you now in your collection, and what is your next video you plan on releasing?
So my next video I'm going to be releasing is a custom Gears of War figure, a customizer on Instagram called Simon Gleason made and sent me. It was the only one he ever made, but he said it would fit my collection, so I look forward to deep diving into it because it's a really unique custom. Like, he's the only gear that I've ever seen come with a fucking war mace. So the idea of talking about that is pretty cool. Other than that, it's just trying to finish off my Savage Crucibles. I'm taking more picture shots of figures and that, and got a lot more horror figures coming in future, including some Puppet Master shit. I've got Phantom of the Opera, got the Invisible Man shit, some NECA Universals, and just introducing Alice to Total Recall for the first time tomorrow, which is really exciting.
Boobs! Boobies!
LJ, speaking of Alice, if people want to check out Alice's poetry or publications and stuff, where could they check them out, and what titles should they keep an ear out for?
So Alice does have a couple of different Instagrams. See if I can get the names up for her. The problem is she creates so many accounts and then changes her name so often. So she's got Alice My Escape and Alice My Reality on Instagram. She does have published poetry books and like a published biography as well, that you can basically purchase. So she's got published works.
Okay, and where, if someone wanted to pick up her book and stuff, where could they? Any kind of like Hughes and Hughes or Eason's or kind of any?
I think one of her books is on Amazon.
Okay.
Very cool.
Because she did it for a publishing website thing, and they put it on Amazon. So, yeah, what I'll do is I'll find the thing and I'll send you a link for Instagram if you wanted to tag it or whatnot.
Yeah, I'll drop it. I'll drop it in the link to your stuff. Trenchy, my dude, what about yourself? I know you're kind of a free spirit, but is there any inclination or ideas that's kind of popping into your head about what you might do next?
I have some ideas, but they're taking forever. But things will happen when they happen.
Yeah.
And mostly stuff just happens spontaneously, like the last thing I did.
That's the best
Yeah.
Unless it's like some mad American woman turning up at your fucking door at 3 a.m, going, "Hey, why are you wearing pants?" And I'm like, "Because it's fucking cold." That's right. Right. Also, before I go, I want to give a big thanks to the following people. I want to thank Tembo Cinema. I want to thank Acres of Movies. I want to thank Horror Cat Dad, Ben Grimm. Who else have we here? Dice Rolling, Brian Kubrick Lover, Jamie Hart, and
Creepy McGee, Dana Earl.
Okay, Jen, you call him out. So you can call him out. Fine. Go on.
Enter Kaiju is another one. Let me see. And Hobbs. I thought I was doing this.
I don't know. Maybe because I thought I was as well. You've seen it first. Our biggest fucking domestic yet.
But if he hits me, guys, that means y'all are invited to our wedding because me and Marty have a thing where if he hits me, he's got to marry me.
Oh, God.
Fucking Jesus Christ. Avchisa Will View. Patrick was on as well.
Mr. Dan and Horror.
Yeah, Mr. Dan and Horror. Who else?
Oh, I thought I wasn't doing it. So, you roll.
We'll both fucking do it then. So, smart ass.
Let's see. You got Brian. I think. Oh, to the guys that are watching us in their overcoats and nothing else. So, bye, people.
Tom Baker. Jesus Christ! Fucking Doctor Who is watching us. Fucking. Let's see. Creepy McGee. Did I say Creepy McGee?
I said Creepy McGee. Don't take my word.
Don't take my man. Well, look, everyone who stopped in, thanks a million. We had lots of fun. And also, big thanks to our guests. The fucking legend that is Nomad Joey. LJ next to him there. And the legend that is Solus Trenchcoat, Trenchy, and DMC, who was on earlier on. Mm-hmm. And I suppose this fucking mad joke as well kind of made the show. I can't really. Jesus Christ. So with that, we're going to end it here. But thanks a million, Larry. It was awesome. we're gonna dust off, but stay good, guys, and stay happy and healthy, and we'll hopefully see you soon.
Thank you, Martin.
Good night.
Thank you.
Night, guys.
Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night. Step